Edmonton Sports Talk. My God, I loved it. My name's Jay Milne. #Blue. Our sports update deliverer. The Coon.
I'm Zachary Kubusch, and you're up today.
You know what, Reid? You might be on this. All right, here's what's going on in the nest. What is happening? Welcome to the Reid Wilkins Show with Jay Milne and guest co-host Zachary Kubusch. We've got Brendan and Eric working the ones and twos. Our technical director, technical producer,
man at the desk.
Man at the
Maybe?
desk. Man of the hour. Brendan, Eric, I was so happy to see your face when you walked in. I just wanted to go over and just hug you and pinch your cheeks. And
you did.
I did
All
hug
of the
you.
above.
I did pinch your cheeks. I might pinch your bum tomorrow. We'll see.
Whoa!
Whoa! That would be a little much. Maddie's already given me heck for saying that on air. But hey, I wasn't here last week. I didn't get to see you. So this is magical. This is beautiful. Brendan, it is so nice to see your lovely face behind there.
Well, thank you very much.
How'd week one go?
A couple bumps, but to be expected. I think everything went all right.
That's to be expected.
Yeah.
You know?
I mean, when your competition's Coob back here, like, of course it's not going to go as smooth, right?
Well, Coob is a little
bit of a whiz.
Magical wizard back there. He does a lot of
fish
things.
kid. Yeah.
The fish kid. I don't. You shouldn't have brought that up.
No.
Like we will. This will be brought up at the next staff meeting, and that is
Fair. Yeah.
no fish in the office. If it is to be brought into the office, I think that's okay. Like Eric had a fish of fillet today. I know Reid has brought in, like fish sticks ish type food, but the outright opening of a can of tuna and then leaving it in the sink. I mean, Dusty was on air. You're lucky Dusty was on air.
Well, I was walking on a fine line. I've already got myself into some trouble in the kitchen, diving into his dill sauce. Dusty's beloved dill sauce wasn't even open, and I had cracked it open, which I had realized there's certain protocol that in a kitchen, being in an office, that I still haven't learned, and I'm starting to learn it very quickly. People have given me leeway because, like, I'm not fresh blood anymore. It's been a couple years, and
the rookie excuse is no longer
so
acceptable. Look, I'm just happy to be back. I was gone. I've been away for a week. I'm happy to be back, and we're going to get into it for Fired Up coming up at 3:20. First, I will remind you that we are coming to you live from the Canadian Brewhouse studio. Good day, bad day, either way. Happy hour is on at the Canadian Brewhouse Monday to Saturday, 2 to 6 p.m. with deals starting at $3.99. The Canadian Brewhouse. Your days just got happier. All right, it's time then. I think we should do this. We should lay out the show. We've got a packed show. We've got a fun show. And I'll just fill you in a little bit on something that Koob and I are going to, because it's you and I this week, right, Zach?
Yeah, all of this week.
All of this week. And then next week, it's myself and Ben Thompson. Reid Wilkins is away. Sorry, I should have got to that off the hop. Reid Wilkins is away this week. He's also away next week. He's taking part in a passion project. He loves to be involved with the Fringe, and that's what he's doing. He's fringing it. So if you say hi to him, or if you see Reid down there, say hi. But have no fear, we're here. So Zach today, Ben this week, Ben next week. We're going to try and hit off and do an NFL season preview with all 32 teams. Not all in the next 2 weeks, but I want to get to it before the season kicks off. I know preseason and training camps are well underway. However, I'd like to go through and just knock off, okay, NFC West, boom, NFC East, boom, and see how far we can get. I want to endeavor to get to all of them. So today, and you've heard this man on our show before. That's Greg Bell from the Tacoma News Tribune. He's going to be joining us at 4:40. He is at Seahawks camp. Okay, so this will be day one of our training camp or of our NFL preview. Tomorrow we've got Ben Maller already confirmed. He's covers the LA Rams.
Right.
Coop's working on a San Francisco 49er guest.
That I am.
So we're gonna try to do 2 a day. Okay. We'll see how we'll see how it goes. We'll see how it goes. We're gonna try to get there. All right. But these are the Bear headlines for 100.3 The Bear, Edmonton's best rock. Stream them on iHeartRadio today. As you all know, when Reid's not here, Chet refuses to come in.
He just loves Reid so much. It's just
Well,
it's
I
hard
think
to
it's
get
that
him.
he dislikes me.
Oh, he dislikes you that much. Like his love for Reid does though outweigh the dislike that he has toward you. Because
which
that's
both
the reason he
work
shows up.
horribly for our situation.
Yes.
So you will not hear Chet for the next 2 weeks. I am apologizing in advance. But listen, here's what's going to happen. We've got the man, the myth, the pick six legend himself, JJ Ross, Elks cornerback. He'll be joining us at 3:40. As I mentioned, Greg Bell from the Tacoma News Tribune. He covers the Seattle Seahawks, Super Bowl champion Seattle Seahawks, I'll add. We're gonna get the lowdown from camp from him. And then we've got head coach of the Edmonton Wildcats. Not sure if you heard, but they went into Saskatoon in what used to be Gordie Howe Bowl, Coob, and defeated the mighty Saskatoon Hilltops. The Canadian Junior Football League champion, Saskatoon Hilltops. They went in there and beat them 28-22. We're going to have the head coach, Kevin Cash Witherich, join us here via the Oil Country Towing video hotline. He'll join us at 5 o'clock. But man, we've got a lot going on. So, Coob, I was away last week. Brandon Eric was here. I'm just going to say it's Barrick again. I mean, that's where I left off. Are you comfortable with me continuing there?
Barrick has been Reid's go-to for the last week, so it's nothing new.
Okay, Barrick is here, and I see these in the chat. Hey, Jason Milne, this is from Caster 1990. Is that a fish stick in your pocket, or are you just happy to see me?
Is that a tuna can in your pocket? Or are you just happy to see me?
Lay him on. Chet Palmer has taken on his own direction, so I love to see this. Rip City Step. Hey, Jason Milne, is that a durian in your pocket, or do you have a festering wound somewhere on your body? I don't know what that means. Maybe I shouldn't have read it. There's a high chance that I just got hand-weighed, and I didn't even know it.
Durian.
So here's the thing. We're going to have fun. We're going to get lots of sports in. But if you're watching us on YouTube, please go ahead, hammer that thumbs up. We endeavor to get to 100 thumbs every day. That's just a goal for us. So in honor of Papa Jay and the two children, Barrick, I want to say your full name, but Barrick and the Coob, hammer that thumbs up. And we're gonna continue on with what I think is a great off-topic topic, because Greg Bell from the Tacoma Sun Tribune covers, as I said, the Seattle Seahawks. The Seattle Seahawks are taking part in Hard Knocks. Now, I'm not sure if you've all heard of Hard Knocks. It's a show that airs on HBO. Home Box Office, I believe, is what HBO stands for. Anyways, we've all heard of HBO.
Right. They are massive.
If you haven't watched the Hard Knocks series, it is delightful. So for those wondering, well, I don't have HBO, don't worry. It airs Sunday nights at 9 o'clock and maybe other times during the week on TSN. So you can pretty much get it on every provider here in Canada. It is phenomenal. So this season, they're covering the Seattle Seahawks and their training camp experiences. And that's where Greg Bell's going to be joining us, is from training camp. So I'm going to get his thoughts on what's a training camp look like with Hard Knocks, with HBO living with you and living with the team during a training camp.
Well, the extra production, like how many cameras do they have? It's going to be interesting because people are all over the NFL just, by media standpoint. You can refresh at any moment and from training camp see what updates are there. But the behind the scenes, like that's another level, having the full kind of documentary style follow along of a team, and especially with it being the defending champions too. So there's a couple layers there. Like they've already announced for the Hard Knocks next season that it'll be the Patriots in 2027, according to Wikipedia. They've done the Bills, Bears, Giants. Like they've done tons of teams since.
Yeah, they've done a lot of teams, and it, like you said, it is complete all access. Behind the scenes, you see the general manager bringing in a player to work them out, and stuff that you would never get access to is on this show. So this leads to our off-topic topic for William Huff. Since 1952, William Huff has provided industry-leading advertising solutions for thousands of valued clients. Their unparalleled customer service, combined with decades of industry expertise and a desire to make every job the very best it can be, is what they call the William Huff Advantage. Visit their website at williamhuff.com or give them a shout today at 780-454-4536. The off-topic topic for William Huff: what is the best HBO show? So you could nominate your show, and then I want you to nominate your best show theme song.
Ooh, so the double whammy off topic.
Because,
I love that. Yeah.
You know, you can get a lot of variation here. Like, for instance, I put, for me, the best show, and this is where, you know, our individual tastes come out. Okay? I've loved The Sopranos forever. I would say The Sopranos. I know there's a lot of Wire love, or The Wire. That is also in consideration. But for me, the number one show on HBO that just delivers, you can tune into an episode and you could just watch that episode. You know, if you've already watched the whole series, it still plays today, is The Sopranos. Tony Soprano is a very dynamic character that sometimes you hate, sometimes you love. I love when shows take the bad guy and make him lovable, or somehow force you as an upstanding individual to like and respect a criminal. Okay, that's what The Sopranos does very well. For me, for song, and this is another show I love, but for theme song, it's Entourage.
Okay.
Entourage. That opening song is just a banger.
I'm sure I know a lot of these songs, and I know and understand a lot of these shows, right? I always heard HBO. My parents love these HBO programs. I am one who hasn't fully delved into some of, like...
It's Superhero by Jane's Addiction. That's the song. Now, they edit it to make it sound... It's not in time. Like it's not the way that the song came out on the radio, say. They join it together and chop it up, but it's phenomenal. I love it as an intro song. So those are my two. Sopranos for show and Entourage for theme song. I see lots coming in the Nasty Chat. We'll go and check out the River Cree Resort and Casino inbox, where I will remind you.
Well, there's a few things coming up at River Cree.
We're yeah.
Come on.
I don't want to say too much.
Oh,
okay. Well,
okay. Yeah, I don't know.
All right. I'm just gonna do this one for now. Okay. Happy hour, $5.25 drinks available Sunday to Thursday from 9 a.m. to 7 p.m. That's at Tap 25 Restaurant, which is also $18.99 prime rib special. That's right, just $18.99, available 7 days a week from 11:30 a.m. to 11 p.m. Available for dine-in and takeout. Not available on show nights. We are working on a special guest for later this week. We're fingers crossed. Look, Reid had the Hulk or the Macho Manitoban. Yeah, Macho Manitoban on. Yeah, he had Colin Mockery in studio. I mean, these are powerful guests. I might say these guests might be powerful, more powerful. Powerful list, perhaps. That's among the top of the list, man. If we can somehow pull guests like that off, that would be an award-worthy guest. I would say. Chris Perper says in the River Cree Resort and Casino inbox, I love the kids getting airtime and bringing Braves fans back. That must be
Yes.
for you, Barrick.
Big Braves guy, right?
Big Braves guy.
Well,
Braves
because we all had, Benny, myself, and you all had to do a podcast.
Yes.
At some point for Maddie to see, okay, do these guys completely suck, or how much do we have to work on their, being on air? I remember you doing a baseball themed one that you went around, the
Banter.
majors and what was it called?
Braves banter.
Braves banter,
Braves
specifically
banter.
about the Braves. So
we got to
it's
get
phenomenal
this.
to have.
We got to get this tape.
We should. not
We
forget the
probably,
tape.
well, I'm
gotta
sure
get
I
the
have
tape.
mine. Benny has his. He did an NHL one. I did one MMA style called In the Guard.
Ooh.
And I think I just previewed big events, but yeah. All about the Braves, hey?
All about the Braves.
Mex
Braves.
Bezozu in the chat says The Wire is the best show anywhere. Vincenzo wrote it, says Sopranos and the Sopranos intro. Rip City Steph, Band of Brothers, best show. Flight of the Conchords, best song. Okay.
Ooh.
Game of Thrones has to be a best theme song, says Mex Bezozu. Casino Dealer J also shares that sentiment.
Is that the one that goes dun 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 dun?
Oh, keep
Am I
going.
thinking about
Coop.
something else?
No, don't stop.
What am I thinking?
Keep going.
Is
I
that
don't
the
know.
right one?
It's too little to tell. Keep going.
Nah, I don't know.
No,
I
please
feel
keep
embarrassed.
You
Don't
should.
force me to do this.
I'm not. You started doing it.
Well, you're telling
Please
me
keep
to
going. Let's try to figure it out.
Dun,
Yeah,
dun,
okay.
dun, 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 dun. That is not Game of Thrones.
Try it
think.
again. Come on.
Dun, 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 dun. I gotta listen to this.
Is that Game of Thrones? Okay, I'm one of those weirdos that I've never seen an episode. Okay,
Oh, because
you
we
need to be
do
able to
Tales
play
of the
it through your
North.
thing.
I don't know if we'd get flagged completely though.
Oh gosh, we would 100% get.
Dun, dun, dun,
So playing it in the background over the mics.
Well, okay, we can get away with that. If we talk over, there's certain ways around it.
Okay, do it again so people can hear.
No,
that's not what you
did. Well, it's the Tales of the North music, right? That's where it came from.
Coob, I've never seen an episode of the show.
Oh,
Now I know
Okay.
the Tales of the North music, but
I
wouldn't
think it
that
might
get-
be on the. I don't know if
I
it's
know,
on
but
the
if
board.
you're
there.
saying we'd get flagged for playing it on our show, how can they play it on the morning show?
They run it, man. I don't know. They're just a different being. Dun, 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 dun.
Oh, this is good. Coobs, baptized Big Uke in the chat, and you're banned in Siberia. Yeah, that's generally the way they go.
Maybe
Okay,
North Mongolia,
we've got to
too.
get out. We've got Fired Up coming up from Genco. We've got JJ Ross, Elks cornerback. Coob's got a great question for me. He wants to know, what's that like? What's it like running back a pick six in the CFL in
Come
front
on.
of 22,500 screaming fans? We want to know what that's like. I'm sure you want to know what that's like. But for the first time in my hosting career, I get to throw it over to Barrick for a sports update.
Shams from ESPN has reported that the Buss family has agreed to sell their remaining 17.8% stake in the Lakers to new owners Josh Kushner and Bob Iger. For the Raptors, 26-year-old Malachi Smith has signed an undisclosed contract in Toronto after he averaged 8 points in 15 games with the Nets last season. On the diamond, we have an AL East tilt between Baltimore and the division-leading Tampa Bay Rays. Later, the White Sox and Cubs, who will be without shortstop Dansby Swanson for the next 4 to 6 weeks with an oblique strain, showdown in the Crosstown Classic before the Dodgers and Rockies square off in the late game. Meanwhile, from Mexico, Canada kicks off the group stage at the Women's Olympic pre-qualifying tournament with a tilt against Senegal at 5:30. Canada is undefeated against Senegal at 4-0. And in the WNBA, the Wings and Valkyries hit the court 8 o'clock in the league's lone game, with Toronto playing tomorrow at home against the Fever. This sports update is brought to you by Paramount Flooring. Edmonton is expecting some changes this offseason, and I'm talking about your flooring. Paramount Flooring brings over 30 years of trusted service and expert installation. Visit their showroom, open 7 days a week, or online at paramountflooring.ca. Boys will be back right after the break. My name is Brendan Eric, and you're up to date.
Two guys and a goalie.
Top 6 pods. Do you think he's a top 6 winger?
After last season, I don't think you can not say he's a top 6 winger. After watching the way he plays and how he competes, and even through playoffs, was he the Oilers' best player in the playoffs? He's Hyman light to me, and he's the heir apparent to Zach Hyman, I think.
Two guys and a goalie, presented by GS Construction. Tuesday and Thursday afternoons at noon, only on Edmonton Sports Talk, your clear choice for Edmonton sports.
We have what you're looking for. GD Liquidators is Edmonton's one-stop shop for new and used warehouse, office, and industrial items since 1987. You'll find what you want when you want it. Give us a call, visit us in store, or check out the monthly auctions at gdliquidators.com. 100% Canadian owned and operated. We have what you are looking for. GD Liquidators.
One moment, you're driving to work. The next, you're facing serious injuries, mounting paperwork, and insurance companies focused on their bottom line. That's where you want Rick Mallett and the team at Hammer Injury Law on your side. For more than 35 years, Rick has helped injured Albertans stand up to insurance companies and pursue the compensation they deserve, with no legal fees unless your case is successful. Serious injuries need the Hammer. Call 1-855-98-HAMMER.
What's that number again?
1-855-98-HAMMER. Or learn more at hammerinjurylaw.ca.
GCL Diesel has been serving oil country since 1972. From diesel cars to SUVs to pickups. From farm tractors to school buses to a big rig. From diesel generators to forklifts, GCL can test, troubleshoot, and repair all diesel fuel system components. Whether it's injectors, pumps, turbos, filters, or additive, GCL has the parts you need to keep your diesel running the way it should. For genuine diesel parts at wholesale prices, visit GCL Diesel in the West End or online at gcldiesel.com. GCL Diesel. Diesel understood.
The Canadian Brewhouse has a happy hour for any scenario. You finished work early? Happy hour. You finished work because you accidentally hit reply all to the entire company? Big happy hour. Your boss said, great job. Happy hour. Your boss said, per my last email. Ugh, emergency happy hour. You finally closed the big deal. Happy hour. With a huge selection of ice cold drinks and great food, the Canadian Brewhouse has a happy hour for whatever just happened at work. The Canadian Brewhouse. Your day just got happier.
Ready to raise the stakes? At Play Alberta, bigger bets and buy-ins are now available for nearly all live dealer games. From blackjack to baccarat, your favorite tables are waiting to deal you in. Whether you're kicking back at home or looking for some fun on the go, now's your chance to enhance your Play Alberta experience with new elevated stakes. Visit playalberta.ca/EST to learn more. That's playalberta.ca/EST. Must be 18 plus to play. If you gamble, use your game sense.
Welcome back to the Reid Wilkins Show with Jay Milne and guest co-host Zachary Kubusch. We've got Barrick running the ones and twos. Welcome back, Barrick. Nice to have you back in the EST fold. Felt like a family member was missing, and now he's come home. A reminder, if you are watching us over on YouTube, you're seeing us live from the Canadian Brewhouse studio, where the August flavor of the month. Yes, it's still the mango jalapeno. Mango jalapeno. Turn up the heat this August at the Canadian Brewhouse with our wing flavor of the month, roasted mango jalapeno. Spicy, bold, and bursting with mango jalapeno flavor. Get them while they're hot for a limited time. Well, boys, I think it's time to get fired up because we've got a lot to talk about. Fired Up is brought to you by Gemco Fireplaces, who have been proudly serving Edmonton and area for 45 years and are the authorized dealer for Napoleon fireplaces. Whether it's gas or wood burning, look no further than Canadian-made Napoleon fireplaces. All the Napoleon products you need are available at Gemco 9281 50th Street. I gotta say, I'm fired up for Gemco Fireplaces about my vacation.
I'm fired up for you, man.
It was phenomenal.
Yeah.
Now, we're going to get into the Elks game because we're also fired up about that. We're also fired up about the Edmonton Wildcats laying the boots to the Saskatoon Hilltops. Damn you, Hilltops. Damn you, I say. I'm a former Wildcat. I can say that. But my vacation was outstanding. Okay, we spent some time out in the Sicamous area, and my wife and my kids, and we met up with a family that we've known for a long time. I played Bears football with him. My wife played Pandas basketball with her. They've since moved to the coast, the West Coast. So we kind of met in the middle. We met at Sicamous. And I know I was posting about this. If you follow me on my socials at Jason Milne, you would have seen all this already. But I'm walking back. So we were at a place that had this beautiful white sand beach. And you'd see the same families there, as you do when you're on vacation. You usually see the same families out there. And I was walking back one day, just out of the water back to where we were set up, and this lovely lady they have these screw-in umbrellas. So you corkscrew an umbrella into the sand or grass, and then you've got a standing umbrella.
Cool.
It's like you pushed it in and then you screw it into the sand. So
it's sort of like the auger kind of.
It's an auger.
It's easy to maneuver into the hard ground.
Yeah, the sand had maybe hardened up around this one, and I'm walking back up, and she turns around and she says, "Are you Jason Milne?" And I said, "Yes." So I look around, and they've got Oilers stuff and Oilers towels. And so I'm like, "You guys, this is awesome." So shout out. It was Dale and his wife. Now, I'm sorry. I can't for the life of me. I'm pretty sure it was Jody. I also think it was Judy. I forgive me, Jody or Judy and Dale, for botching this. But great people. They go down there every summer. They love EST, hardcore listeners. And I asked them, I said, why do you like EST? He says, because you're all people. You're all real. We're real. You're real with us. What you give is it's not just a hot take to be hot. You know what I mean? It was a very sincere compliment. So it's very nice meeting the both of you. Dale, the fellow on the left there, is an accomplished sand artist. He made this snake one day. It had to have been 15 feet long. And my daughters were just enamored with this snake on the beach.
So just as a
he's not an artist.
Imagine.
He's not an artist. Okay. He's retired. But the art he did, he made an Elks logo, a double E logo on the beach. I'll have to get it to you, Barrick, and we can get it up. But fantastic people, just, salt of the earth. And then I met Murray and his son, Kyle. And Kyle, who was there, he's in the middle, is actually the head coach of Alpine, Alberta. So he and his ski team from Alpine, Alberta are heading over, I believe they're heading to Switzerland now to get in some training.
Yeah.
So Kyle went upstairs and ran and got his AM Nasty shirt, which he's wearing in this photo. So for those of you listening on our audio stream, I'm just going through a couple photos here from our trip. So this, and Kyle and his dad, Murray, took us out on their boat twice. At the price of fuel alone, that was probably a few $100s that they were so gracious to offer us. So thank you again for that. I met a fellow named Jerry, who's a world-class pianist.
Big deal.
Yeah, big deal. Travels around the world playing the piano.
That's a dream, man.
He has a piano in his basement, and he put on a concert for us, and it was lovely. You never know who you're going to meet, who you're going to run into, but the EST name travels.
Yeah, an absolute home run of a vacation, it sounds like. You said the weather was great. Maybe the first day was a bit smoky, but it was plus 28 outside, just enjoying the sun, enjoying the beach. I tried to ask you, hey, how close are you actually to the water? And it's literally a 30-minute
picture is just, this is a bike ride that we took. So there's me and my beautiful family just enjoying. We went on a bike ride. It's just called the Rail Trail. It's an abandoned railway that they turned into a 38-kilometer trail.
Sweet. That
you can bike south of, right along Mara Lake. And this is the kind of area where you go 6 feet in and you're 6 feet down. It is whoosh, straight down. But it's a beautiful rocky beach, and we were throwing rocks. We were getting in the water. It was a lovely vacation. So I just wanted to share that. I wanted to thank everybody who was there that was so gracious and kind to offer to take us on their boats. And it made for a very memorable trip. I mentioned the Shark Shack earlier on the show. It's a floating restaurant in the middle of the lake. That's where Jerry took us to. Just a phenomenal trip. So actually, Kyle, who's the Alpine Alberta, I'm going to get him on the show. We're going to talk to him closer to ski season here. Cool. We're going to get him on the show and see what exactly goes on at Alpine Alberta.
So not only did you have a fantastic trip with your family, you networking, quote unquote, to get a potential and future guest here on the Reid Wilkins show, and then had a phenomenal time. What complaints can you have?
You can't.
Usually on vacation, people are in a pretty good mood, but that's awesome to hear that Nasty's showed up unexpectedly and came to say hi to you. Mm-hmm. Last week on the Reid Wilkins show, when Reid and I were at the desk, one of our off-topic topics, I had the chance to meet Mike Malott from the UFC. I was nervous to meet him. So the most nervous you were meeting somebody, a few fans were like, I was actually nervous, like seeing Reid Wilkins. I didn't want to go say hi. Those fans at the beach said hi to you. You caught their eye. You're famous, Jay. Not only in Edmonton,
sure.
For Edmonton
I got
sports
recognized
talk,
more in Sycamore than I ever have in Edmonton. So riddle me that. I don't know. But Mex Bezozu kind of takes the cake here. He says, "Hey, Jason Milne, is that a world-class pianist in your pocket, or are you just happy to see me?" Well, Mex, it's not the pianist. Okay, we got to get to this. Portions of this hour are brought to you by the Edmonton Elks, where if you go to goelks.com/Labor Day bus, you will see that the EST Labor Day bus is happening again.
Oh my gosh.
Yes. So that is happening.
There's lots that you get from, being a part of the bus. I was last year. A lot of us at EST were. Not only, though, can you access it just by searching it up, EST Labor Day bus or Elks Labor Day bus, it's also in the YouTube description as well. Sweet. So if you're watching
or you can go to edmontonsportstalk.com. There's a link for it there. So here's what happens. You get a ticket. All right. The tickets for this event are $160 plus GST. If you use the promo code EST Labor Day, we spell that the Canadian way, LABOUR. So EST Labor Day, you get $15 off. Here's what you get: a ticket to the Labor Day Classic in Calgary. That's Monday, September 7th. Transport to and from Calgary on a coach bus, 2 beverages on the way down to the game, and a post-game pizza meal on the bus. Last year we went down. It was a riot. I believe Maddie and I are going to be going and doing that again. Baptized Big Uke says, get Hernan bust.
Bust?
Bust.
B-U-S-T?
No. B-U-S-S-E-D.
Get Hernan bust. Get him on the bus.
Go over to our website, edmontonsportstalk.com. Click on the link for the EST Labor Day bus. Let's pack this thing out. Last year we sold out 2 buses.
Yeah.
And you use promo code EST Labor Day for $15 off. All right. Let's get into this. The Elks with a huge victory on Saturday. I mean, this was a 14-12 game at halftime. The Elks pour it on. They did not allow a point in the second half. They did not give up a single point to the Toronto Argonauts and that offense led by Chad Kelly. But rather, they took the ball away. I mean, that was huge. They had 6 turnovers, 2 in the run game, 2 in the pass game, 2 on downs. It was a beat down. Now, here's my biggest takeaway from this, Kub, and then I want to get your perspective on this game.
Okay.
The Elks did something on Saturday that I feel, and when you look at a championship team, these are often qualities associated with the championship team. Legendary, stellar defense. Defensive play off the charts. The Elks had that. Okay? They were limiting the opportunities of Toronto. Yeah, they gave up a couple longer plays, but they didn't break. Okay? They didn't just break and let up big play after big play or big run after big run. They held that Toronto offense in check. Took away the ball. Like I said, 4 turnovers. Well, 6 turnovers in total if you count third downs. 2 fumbles, 2 interceptions. That's big boy football. And they won the game. They took advantage of it. They didn't piss around and wait and say, I will say in the first half, 14-12 at halftime, okay, they didn't take advantage of the opportunities like they should have. But they made up for it in the second half. Cody Fajardo and that offense got going. Cody Fajardo alone
He had the biggest run play of his career, a 44-yard rush.
Well, he was 25 of 31
Yeah.
for 301 yards, 120.5 efficiency. I mean, if you look at the stat categories from this game, first downs, Edmonton 22, Toronto 12. Rushing yards, Edmonton 158, Toronto 45. Passing yards, Edmonton 301, Toronto 277. They beat them in every facet of the game, and that's what this team should look like. I've said that before. I've said that all season long. If this team is operating the way they're supposed to, that's what they look like.
And that's really it. Like, you get knocked down by two of the best teams in the league, the Rough Riders and the Alouettes. You're on a 2-game skid. There is no worries for me entering really this game. From what we've seen from the Elks, they get 7 wins for the first time since 2019. The most wins that they've had since that time was in that 2019 season, was when the last time they made it to the playoffs was. They had 8 wins and 10 losses. So they're on a phenomenal track. 70 win percentage, which is almost like, it's shocking. If you told me anytime, I'm going to say this a lot, but anytime before the season that they would be here at this point, it would be a hard pill to swallow. Even Blanchard going 4 for 4. He's only missed 2 kicks the entire season.
Blanchard's been quietly amazing.
Yeah. And he got 2 singles in the game as well. One of them, they were Toronto was held back in their zone. They're forced to take the knee. And then the other one was in what we call garbage time.
Jake Julian punted one into the end zone.
Julian had 2 1 point. Yes.
Yeah, probably another side note, and we do got to get out soon because we've got JJ Ross coming up, Elks cornerback, so we'll get a lot of his thoughts on this game. I thought that was the third down gamble I've ever seen in my life by the Toronto Argonauts. It was in the second half. The game was still in the balance, and instead of just running a simple dive play over the guard like you see every team do, they tried doing this like fly sweep, and the Elks sniffed it out, and it was a turnover. That was the end of the game effectively for the Toronto Argonauts. That was a coach that was that was a coach I feel that was under pressure and made a decision, a poor decision under pressure. You fall ahead, you get the first down in that situation. Now, I understand it doesn't always happen, but that play that they ran, that fly sweep, I just thought that was a foolish call. But the Elks came out and dominated a team that they should dominate. That's a team they should dominate. And they get to see them another time before the end of the season. Oh, and they get to see Hamilton twice, who's a team they should beat. The Edmonton Elks should get, based off that alone, they should get 3 more wins alone.
Yeah, the hardest games that they have is the Calgary home and home, and then, of course, Saskatchewan to end the season.
To end the season.
And the rest should be a victory for the Elks if they can
I don't know where Winnipeg is at.
Where they're at, yeah.
I don't know where Winnipeg's at. I'm not ready to write them off.
Sure.
But I think they've got through most of the gauntlet of the CFL. That being the Montreal Alouettes and the Saskatchewan Roughriders. I know they see them at the end of the season, but they've also played BC twice already. They don't see BC again. And that's a BC team that's turned things around since Nathan Rourke has come back. So the Elks have an easier second half of the schedule, whereas the BC Lions and the Winnipeg Blue Bombers have a much more difficult schedule in the second half. So things are looking mighty peachy for your Edmonton Elks. And we are on Glue Guy watch. We are on the original. Well, it was 7.5. 7.5 wins. That was the mark that was put in for Jay's play of the day a long time ago. And that'll definitely be a talking point on our Commonwealth Stadium Green and Gold kickoff show, which will be happening this Friday. A reminder, it'll be happening this Friday live from Commonwealth Stadium, 6:30 p.m. That's the Commonwealth Stadium Green and Gold kickoff show with Maddie and Milne, myself as well. Or I am the Milne and Maddie and Milne, I suppose. But yeah, Elks. I think things are all looking up. This team is a contender.
Yeah, prime positioning to host.
This team has done things and is doing things that would lead me to believe, and it should lead you to believe, that yes, they are 100% a contender. But you've said it, Zach, and that's a great point. They do have the Labor Day home and home against Calgary that I think will really tell the story of how this season goes along. But hey, 2 interceptions, 1 for 6 points. I mean, what can you say about JJ Ross? I've been talking about him for a long time. I think he's a fantastic cornerback. I think he might be the best cornerback in the CFL. Well, guess who's joining us next? Right after the break, it is that man right there. JJ Ross will be joining us here on the Reid Wilkins Show. But first, we hear from Barrick.
ESPN has reported that the Bus family has agreed to sell their remaining 17.8% stake in the Lakers to new owners Josh Kushner and Bob Iger. For the Raptors, 26-year-old Malachi Smith has signed an undisclosed contract in Toronto after he averaged 8 points in 15 games with the Nets last season. On the Diamond, the Marlins are up in Philly to take on the Phillies. The Pirates play host to the Tigers, and the Mets see the Padres come to Queens. Meanwhile, from Mexico, Canada kicks off the group stage at the Women's Olympic pre-qualifying tournament with a tilt against Senegal at 5:30. Canada is undefeated against Senegal at 4-0. And then the lone WNBA game, the Wings and Valkyries hit the court at 8 o'clock with Toronto playing tomorrow at home against the Fever. This sports update is brought to you by Say the Reid Sport Medicine. Connor McDavid has a team of specialists, and you've got a bag of frozen peas. At Say the Reid Sport Medicine, get the same locker room approach that's trusted by the best in the game. Call 780-460-9977 or visit their website at saythereidsportmed.ca to book an appointment today. JJ Ross joins the program after the break. My name is Brendan Eric, and you're up to date.
The Oil Stream.
What's one Oilers draft pick that didn't turn out as you would have hoped? Marc-Antoine Pouliot. I'm pretty sure he was a first-round pick, if I'm not mistaken.
He was drafted by the Edmonton Oilers, 22nd overall.
Robbie Schremp from Chris Gand. We've got Omark.
Oh, Linus Omark.
Hashtag Anton Lander.
The Oil Stream, presented by Boston Pizza. Monday, Wednesday, and Friday afternoons at noon. Only on Edmonton Sports Talk. Your clear choice for Edmonton sports.
Back to school? Really? Yay!
Really. As things settle back into a school routine in your home, you may need extra space. Sentinel Storage is here to help with a store near you. Try 4 weeks free. Visit sentinelstorage.ca for details.
At Firehouse Subs, our subs are freshly toasted, stacked high, and crafted to satisfy. Each sub is piled high with premium meats, melty cheese, and toasted to perfection. Firehouse Subs brings bold flavor to every bite, all served on a freshly toasted roll. But we're not just feeding Edmonton, we're fueling it. Dig into the brisket hat trick, piled with slow-smoked brisket and melty cheese. Or go to the Firehouse Subs fan favorite, the Hook and Ladder. Made to order with smoked turkey, honey ham, and Monterey Jack cheese on a perfectly toasted roll. With 15 Firehouse Sub locations across Edmonton and the greater area, it's easy to grab a hot and hearty sub close to home. Firehouse Subs. Hot, hearty, made to satisfy.
One moment, you're driving to work. The next, you're facing serious injuries, mounting paperwork, and insurance companies focused on their bottom line. That's where you want Rick Mallett and the team at Hammer Injury Law on your side. For more than 35 years, Rick has helped injured Albertans stand up to insurance companies and pursue the compensation they deserve, with no legal fees unless your case is successful. Serious injuries need the Hammer. Call 1-855-98-HAMMER.
What's that number again?
1-855-98-HAMMER. Or learn more at hammerinjurylaw.ca.
Somewhere, someone is sitting on a patio that is literally part of the parking lot. They're hot, uncomfortable, and bored. Do not be that person. The Canadian Brewhouse has a rooftop, real turf, misters, fire tables, patio games, big screens, and zero reason to be bored. This summer, your standards are higher than a parking lot, and you know it. The Canadian Brewhouse, Canada's best patios.
Looking for flooring? Paramount Flooring has it all. Sales, service, and expert installation. With options for every style and budget, open 7 days a week. We've got you covered. Quick delivery and in-stock deals. Plus, EST listeners get 10% off. Visit ParamountFlooring.ca today.
Welcome back to the Reid Wilkins Show with Jay Milne and guest co-host Zachary Kubusch. Reid Wilkins is off this week. He's off next week. He's enjoying the last few weeks of this nice weather here that we're receiving. Has been an interesting summer. I'll say that. But it's been an interesting summer for your favorite football team, the Edmonton Elks. And that's where we're going to go next. We're going to go to JJ Ross, who's brought to you by Windsor Plywood Leduc. This is the Voices of the Game. Windsor Plywood Leduc, locally owned and operated since 1993. They're more than just plywood. They offer everything from doors and flooring to decking and custom millwork. With a huge selection of hardwoods and knowledgeable staff, they're here for all your DIY needs. Windsor Plywood Leduc, the experts you need to know. And with that, we are joined on video by JJ Ross. First off, JJ, thanks for joining us. Thanks for taking time out of your day. How you feeling?
I'm good, man. Thank y'all for having me on here, man. Appreciate y'all. But
no problem. I mean, it's been a short distance. You guys were off today, but just give us a sense. What were the vibes like post-game? We always see the clips that come out, but that was a different kind of game. That was a defensive dominant game by you and your teammates on the defensive side of the ball. What were the vibes like, JJ?
The vibes were good. Vibes were back to how they should be. We knew we needed a bounce-back week. It was important to get a win back at home. We got another game next week at home, and then we got going into the bye, so we knew how important it was just to, get back on track and just get back to just playing our standard of ball.
JJ Ross, Elks defensive back, cornerback, joining us here on the Reid Wilkins Show for Voices of the Game for Windsor Plywood Leduc. JJ, I love to get to, and so do our listeners, they love when they can know more about somebody, where you come from, how you found football. You grew up in Cincinnati, is that correct?
Yes, sir.
And what point did you find football and maybe think, hey, I might have something here, I might have a future with this?
Actually, when I was 7 years old, my grandma raised me and my three older brothers for the majority of my life. And it was a way for us to stay out of trouble. So she got us in playing football when I was young, and really it started ever since. I fell in love with it. Back in the day, I knew that this was going to be what I did. This is how I was going to take care of not just myself, but my family and whoever helped me get to here. So, yeah, man. Football has been big for me, especially my older brothers, too, helping me as well. Instilling that competitive nature within a young age and carrying it all the way from then to now. So, big shout out to my older brothers as well. Just growing up in a household full of brothers, man, made me tough at a young age and definitely helped me just approach not just life, but football too.
And I noticed that you played for Eastern Illinois for 2 years, and then you crossed the state and played at Western Illinois. First of all, how did you get recruited there, and then what prompted the change from one school to another?
Actually, man, my whole recruiting process is probably a unique one, really. Out of high school, I was a 3-star out of Cincinnati, like you said. 3-star, had a lot of P5 offers. I was actually committed to the University of Cincinnati in my senior year. And, things happen, grades and other things as well. But so essentially made me have to go to Eastern. Wasn't the plan, but I was grateful for another opportunity. I went there, did what I did there, gained a lot of relationships with a lot of close friends still to this day. Had good times there. Wasn't it for me though. Tried to transfer to Western. That was a good situation for me, just a simple fact of just getting an opportunity to play and to just show who I am still. And honestly, for me, like, grades has been a big part of why I wasn't able to do what I wanted and go where I wanted to out of high school. And essentially, too, hitting the portal as well. Just being young and young and just, living, man. But, learn from it. Unfortunately, I still wasn't able to go back to playing P5. So I had to just go across the border, which was Western, and they were the only team that wanted to give me a chance. So, I finished out my collegiate career there, and, I'm just grateful to be able to have a chance to, be where I'm at now.
Well, thanks for sharing that. I mean, it's an incredible story and journey, and it's often, the second chance that you get that you now realize that, this might be it. You never know when another one's going to come. So I wanted to ask you then, like you went with the Detroit Lions, you tried out with them, that didn't go your way, or I'm not sure how that, maybe you can expand on that, but you ended up here in Edmonton in July 2024. And then you're sitting on the practice roster and you're waiting. Like how much of your past allowed you to have the mentality to say, no, I just got to keep going and I'll get my shot?
I think just life in general has been that way for me, honestly. But it was real adversity for me, honestly. I'd be honest with you. It was my first time ever not playing. So first got up here, I was on practice squad for the whole time I was up here. I got up here mid-season of July of 2024, and yeah, man, it was new for me. I wasn't used to never not playing. I've always been a star guy. I've always started from Pee-wee to up to that point. So for me, it was a big adversity change. I did what I was supposed to do, though. I was just trying to just perform well in practice, stick around however I could. Then the season ended. Then I got a whole new coaching staff, and really the whole coaching staff didn't know me at all. So I was just hopefully I get a chance to stick around. I didn't really get to show who I was. I didn't play in any games this past season. But luckily, by the grace of God, actually not luck, but by the grace of God, AG, Aaron Grimes, at the end of that 24 season, I think he was just getting done playing at Winnipeg and stuff, finishing off his career. And he ended up coming back to Edmonton. It was just helping out in the DB room. And he was sticking around, coming to practice, seeing us practice and stuff. And, he was there to see me do one-on-ones in practice like this, because that's all I had, practice squad, doing one-on-ones. And he knew that, I had talent and stuff. So I guess he put in a word to the new coaching staff coming in, telling them hey, this kid can play. We should keep him around. And, I'm just grateful for that, grateful for him being able to stick around and, put in a word for me, at least even get an opportunity to come back with the ball club the next season. And coming into the next season, 2025, I knew what it was going to be. I knew that I had to go fight, to go, make a spot on the team, a whole new coaching staff, whole new players, everything. That camp was actually the hardest camp of my life. We started out with 28 DBs, man. Wow. And then 28 DBs. Then the final cut, I want to say, was maybe 13 of us, 12 of us total. And the whole room was good. So honestly, I'm just I gotta just survive, make it on the team. Just however that went. And by the end of all the preseason games, I was on P squad again. I had some guys that was in front of me, guys that was here before, earned their stripes. So, I had to sit back and just, wait on my turn. But even then, though, it was still okay, kind of back in the same situation I was just in. And, no one comes up here just to be on practice squad, I wanted to play, show who I was. So the first few weeks of the season, I wasn't able to, and it was a struggle. I'm not gonna lie, it was hard. It was hard for me to see guys playing in front of me, knowing you want to be out there, you want to show who you are. But I knew the time would come, so just stand down, stand true to the process. Just keep coming into work every single day, working hard. Just things like that. Just stand true to the little things was what helped me get through. And then when that breakthrough finally came, it was up from there. So I'm just grateful for the opportunity that's been presented.
Well, thanks for laying that out for us and telling us your story, journey in football here. We're joined by JJ Ross, defensive back cornerback for the Edmonton Elks, Windsor Plywood Leduc, voices of the game here on the Reid Wilkins Show. Now, you have been very impactful for this Elks team so far this season, played in all 10 games, and you have 3 interceptions on the year, which is matching your total from last year where you played 13 games in 2025. Now, your first touchdown, a huge play, 85-yard pick for TD. Can you walk us through that one? How did that feel? And when did you know during that play that you'd be able to get it for the major?
It felt good, man. It actually happened pretty fast, though. I'm not gonna lie. It was just a tip ball, came right to me. And then honestly, when I looked up, I just seen a lot of grass, and I knew I had to touch paint, man. I had to touch paint. I couldn't let the quarterback.
You couldn't get caught. I mean, you would have never lived that down.
I wasn't gonna live that down. You know that. So I had to touch paint, man. It felt good. That was the longest play of my career. So by the grace of God, I'm grateful for that. I was winded, though. I'm not gonna lie. I was winded for the next 2 series. But it was good, though, man. It was good to just go out there and be able to be impactful for my team. Just being able to just go do what I was supposed to do, get a win for the team. And I knew that was going to be a big week because the guy they had over there, Coxie. And so just preparing throughout the week, I was ready for the matchup. This is like cornerback, we live for these moments. So I was ready for it.
For sure. And as you illustrated earlier, you worked your way to this point, and you've been a mainstay in the Elks roster this season. Somebody who made their debut, Tyrez Reid, made a few great plays in his CFL debut with the Elks. What did you see from your teammate, Reid, in that game?
He was ready. I knew what he was going to do. I seen it from the day one he stepped on our team, like from day one at camp to now. I knew he was ready. I was excited for him. I know he was excited. We all was excited for him, man. So it was good to see him out there. And first one in the book for him. Many more to come.
Sorry about that. Did you have any words of encouragement or anything ahead of his debut? Like, did he have anything to say before you guys hit the field for kickoff?
I told him to be himself. I said, it's just ball, bro. At the end of the day, it's just football. Just play. I didn't have to say too much to him, though. He was ready to go. If you know who he is, man, he's a competitor. He's ready. So I didn't have to say too much.
We are joined by JJ Ross. Thank you for being so generous with your time here. This is Voices of the Game for Windsor Plywood Leduc. Couple more from me, then we'll let you get back to your day. I don't know, but when we do our show, we do our post-game show and pre- and post-game show at your home games. We do them live from the Commonwealth Stadium Rec Center. And I often see players such as yourself walk by right behind us. We're in a studio just across from the field house. And oftentimes I've run into you on your way out as you're leaving to try to go home. And this is a very personal question. And if you choose to abstain from your answer, I would totally get it, JJ. But I'm a cologne guy. Okay. And when I walk by you, I smell, and that cologne that you're wearing is pretty darn good, brother. I mean, are you willing to share with the world the cologne that JJ Ross wears? Because it is good. It smells good. I know it's personal. I know it's personal.
I don't mind. I actually got it for a birthday gift, but it's Saint Laurent though.
Saint Laurent. Oh.
Yeah, man. It's nice. It is super nice. I'm not gonna lie.
Okay.
I'm grateful I got it. It was really expensive. Honest truth, I wasn't even a real big cologne guy before then. But they got it for me for my birthday. Ever since, I was like, oh yeah, I gotta stick with this. I like this.
Okay, so do you just stick with that one, or have you expanded your selection of colognes since you've gotten that gift?
I got a couple more. I got a couple more teak wood, a couple other things. But yeah, that's my favorite one though, for sure. Definitely.
Yeah, well, I don't blame you. It's a hit with this guy. One other question for you. I've also, I'll just be honest. I mean, we had your teammate Vincent Blanchard with this 57-yard walk-off game-winning field goal. He got a donaire. Justin Rankin pops off for big yards earlier in the season. Javon Leake's doing they got donaires. So I'm willing, if JJ Ross, because first and foremost, have you had a donair?
No, I haven't. Honest truth, I actually have a question. What is all in a donair?
Okay, this is good. This is great. This is where we're going. So a donair is just a pita. All right, it's a warmed pita with donair meat, which it's a combination. I think it's beef and pork.
Yeah, mainly beef.
And
I think
spices, and they shave it off this big cylindrical block that just rotates in front of a fire, and they shave it off kind of like a shawarma. I don't know if you're familiar with shawarma, but so it's this really thin, crispy, juicy, salty beef. That's the way to
Charred,
I guess describe
sometimes it can
a little
be
bit
bits
crispy.
of it, yeah.
And then lettuce, tomato, onion, and the real thing that designates it as a donair, an Edmonton donair, is the sweet sauce. It's like a sweet garlic sauce. So now, does that sound good to you? Does that sound like something you want me to bring by? And I'll run it through Mike, make sure everything's okay. But would you eat a donair?
Okay, now this is my end. Unfortunately, I am literally the pickiest eater.
Yeah. That's why we're discussing it. You laid on me.
Like, you can ask Reid, all these guys, they make fun of me all the time for what I eat all the time. All the time. You had me until you said tomatoes and onions. I'm like,
Okay. Well, then
I'm not that big of a tomato onion guy.
You don't need to get that, though. I know people would just get the...
That's true. So basically what I'm asking is, if you can get all those things out of it, I would love to try it.
JJ, I'll lay it on you. I'll make it even one step easier. I have had people omit items off of the order, and in lieu, I've usually, like Javon Leake, he said no cheese because Justin Rankin wanted cheese. So I'll build you. What about this? I'll build you a meat and pita donair with sweet sauce, and it's up to you if you want me to get cheese on it or just go meat and pita.
Oh, that's cool.
Done.
I just don't want the onion and the tomato, and we good.
All right. Well, I'll see you Wednesday with a warm donair for you after practice, young man.
All right, good man. I appreciate you, man.
All right. Thank you, JJ, once again for being so generous with your time. Awesome to see you just keep climbing the ranks. You're making a lot of Edmontonians proud and very happy to have this team back and competing where they have been several years ago. But we're all rooting for you. Thanks a lot, JJ.
Thank you, man. I appreciate y'all for having me on. We got to keep going, and let's go, baby. Let's go.
All right, there it is. That's JJ Ross. Your voices of the game for Windsor Plywood Leduc. Wow.
Phenomenal. Absolutely phenomenal.
I think we could have talked. I mean, we could have just literally BS'd for another 20 minutes easily. We probably could have talked about food.
Yeah.
I mean, we could have talked about colognes.
We almost went down a huge rabbit hole. He was very, not only candid, but very willing to answer questions. The only one that he had anything, I guess you could say, against, for lack of a better term, was the cologne selection, which is great. So,
well, I mean, for those wondering, I know
way.
there may have been a little bit of audio thing. I think there was a little feedback at times, but when he was talking for a while, it was good. So the cologne he said was, I believe it's Yves Saint Laurent. So that's YVES Saint Laurent. That's the one, and it smells phenomenal. I mean, I smelled firsthand. It was he left a beautiful trail of very good smells. Let's just say it that way.
Yeah, I think he said mahogany teakwood as well, which is a Bed Bath and Body Works. I think one.
Oh, really?
There. Yeah, that's maybe it's other upper level, but sometimes you got to have some of those lower end colognes have a pretty good scent to them.
All right, JJ Ross was phenomenal. Once again, he was brought to you by Windsor Plywood Leduc for the voices of the game. We've got to get out. We've got to hear from our sponsors, and then we're going to hear from Brendan Eric. We'll be back with Jay's Play of the Day, Oil Understood, and buying or selling for Damon Bunting.
The Lock Shop.
Where are you at on this Elks Argos spread?
I do like the Elks to cover 3.5. I wonder if this is the game that we see Justin Rankin kind of break out a little bit. It's been a while. And I think we'll see a lot of points tomorrow at Commonwealth Stadium. Chad Kelly knows how to sling the ball. I don't think Chad Kelly's going to throw the ball to the Edmonton Elks 4 times. They've got a nice receiving core. No pull. Jake Herslow is going to have his first start.
The Lock Shop, weekday mornings at 11, only on Edmonton Sports Talk, your clear choice for Edmonton sports.
You've always known GCL Diesel as the experts in diesel fuel systems, but did you know that GCL is also your source for turbochargers and turbo repair? As a turbo supplier for Garrett, Borg Warner, and Holset, GCL can provide genuine original equipment turbos at wholesale prices. Whether it's diesel, gas, natural gas, or performance, we can provide you with the turbo or custom repair you require. Turbo questions? We've got turbo answers. Visit us in the West End or online at gcldiesel.com. GCL Diesel, turbochargers, understood.
Looking for a delicious meal without the hassle? Head to Pasta Pantry in Sherwood Park, your home of the game day meal. From handcrafted fresh pasta with rich homemade sauces to ready-to-heat family meals, Pasta Pantry brings authentic Italian flavor straight to your table. For over 30 years, Pasta Pantry has served hot, delicious comfort food made right in our kitchen. We do it fast so you can slow down. Visit Pasta Pantry in Sherwood Park today and taste the difference fresh makes. Pasta Pantry, real food, real fast, real good.
The second half is yours. Bring the energy and walk in your seat with our new 5-game season pass, because the best way to experience Elks football is being there when it happens. For every tackle, every catch, every touchdown. Plus, every pass comes with a $25 voucher, so you're covered before you even take your seat. Half season, full energy. Get your season pass at goelks.com. Edmonton Elks, our city, our year.
Time for a new career in 2026? Or maybe your kid is still pondering their path. Good news! Weiss Johnson is hiring. Hi, it's Dennis, and not only are we hiring for heating and air conditioning, we're also looking for experienced plumbers and gas fitters. With the growth in residential development, there's no shortage of opportunities at Weiss Johnson. Choose your path with us. Learn from one of the industry leaders, and we will grow together. Receive great benefits and school reimbursement as well. Visit weiss-johnson.com today.
You've heard the name, but what does it mean? For over 66 years, William Huff Advertising has supplied signage from screen printing to digital to LED with design, production, and install in-house. It's a one-stop shop for all your signage needs. Edmonton owned and operated, William Huff has been trusted by the biggest companies and teams in the City of Champions and many others across the country to do the job. If you're looking for a way to get the word out about your company or event, they are the answer. Go to www.williamhuff.com. Their results speak for themselves.
Shams from ESPN has reported that the Bus family has agreed to sell their remaining 17.8% stake in the Lakers to new owners Josh Kushner and Bob Iger. For the Raptors, 26-year-old Malachi Smith has signed an undisclosed contract in Toronto after he averaged 8 points in 15 games with the Nets last season. On the diamond, we have an all-AL East tilt between Baltimore and the division-leading Tampa Bay Rays, which should be underway in a couple minutes. Later, the White Sox and Cubs will be without shortstop Dansby Swanson for the next 4 to 6 weeks with an oblique strain showdown in the Crosstown Classic before the Dodgers and Rockies square off in tonight's late game. Meanwhile, for Mexico, Canada kicks off group stage at the Women's Olympic pre-qualifying tournament with a tilt against Senegal at 5:30. Canada is undefeated against Senegal at 4-0. And the lone WNBA game sees the Wings and the Valkyries hit the court at 8 o'clock with Toronto playing tomorrow against the Fever at home. Jay and Zach, they're here with Hour 2 right now.
Welcome back to the Reid Wilkins Show with Jay Milne and guest co-host Zachary Kubusch, coming to you live from the Canadian Brewhouse studio on this lovely Monday, August 17th. That was awesome to get that information and that rapport from JJ Ross, Elks cornerback. Just a great story. obviously, and there's other, I guess there's other media out there that might allow you to go further into his story about, coming out of high school, the challenges of moving on. And he said it, he said referenced the word P5 schools. Those are Power 5 schools. Those are the Ohio States of the world. Those are the Florida, Gators of the world, the Michigan Wolverines.
Yeah, where every college player wants to be at.
And you can see here the talent. Now, last year, when he started the season, he was on the practice roster, and then Devondrick Bynum, I believe, got injured, which opened the door for JJ Ross, and he never opened the door again, or certainly hasn't since. So it's a lovely story. You can really hear the adversity coming through on that. Thanks to Mike Arcuri from the Elks for setting that up. And don't forget tomorrow for more discussion about that game. The Elks going to 7-2 on the season. We will have the Mark Killam show right here on Edmonton Sports Talk, 5:00 tomorrow. We'll have the head coach of your Edmonton Elks, Mark Killam. Koob, have you spoke to Mark other than just when you're setting him up? Or
no, I've only really said it like in the background. Maybe he's probably seen it from the sports update thing, but I never had the chance to speak to him either face to face or camera to screen.
Because last week I wasn't here. Did you guys do the heavy metal music?
I'm trying to think. Did we? Yeah, we did. Yeah. We got Reid was playing it off his laptop. He played Amon Amarth, I think.
What did Mark think of
Thunder
that?
from the Gods or something.
Good. Did he like?
He liked it. Yeah, man. He talked about like enjoying heavy music.
Okay,
I believe that was last
we'll
week.
Get you to pick a song off his list, and you can play it tomorrow.
I'll pick it up, and maybe I'll toss in. I'll get something off of that list and fire it away because he greatly appreciated that, and I'm excited to talk to him. I was thinking about that on the weekend, so looking forward to that tomorrow at 5:00.
I am as well. But now, you know what? So here's the God's honest truth. Is I was talking to Barrick. I was getting prepped for the show, and I'm like, oh man, I ran out of time to put together my CFL teaser. So here's what we're gonna do.
Oh,
we're gonna do one live together. I'm gonna send it in. We'll get it put up, but I want your input. We're gonna put together a 4-game CFL teaser.
Nice.
So usually tease the spread or the over under. I like to do the spreads. So send in what you guys think is going to work, and we'll get right down to work here. Of course, this is brought to you by Play Alberta. When you bet with Play Alberta, you give back to Alberta. That's because it is the only app in the province that puts all revenue directly back into supporting programs and services that Albertans rely on every day. So next time you place a wager on your favorite team, know that you're also making a difference across the province through Alberta's General Revenue Fund. Visit playalberta.ca/EST to learn more. That's playalberta.ca/EST. Must be 18 years of age or older to play. If you gamble, use your game sense.
It's Jay, it's play, he's Jay, it's today. It's Jay's play of the day. It's Jay's play of the day. Jay's play of the day.
Rip City Step. Hey, Jay Milne, is that an all meat and sauce don't air in your pocket? Or did you add onions and tomatoes? Wow. That's good. Okay, so Baptized Big U, Winnipeg and Edmonton over set at 59.5. Move it down to 53.5 and take the over. I'm not going to argue with that one because right now the line is 4.5. And I think the Elks are going to win that game. I'm not sure in the fashion in which they will. I could see that being a field goal game. Sobe Kirk says, welcome back, Blue Guy. Thank you. I appreciate that. So let's start out with that. Cool. Winnipeg, we're going to move that line 6 points. We're going to take it down. Winnipeg, Edmonton, over 53.5.
Okay, so yeah, with the teasers, you kind of want to lay it back a little bit.
Well, yeah, and for those that maybe I'm sure there's several listening out there that are saying, "What's a tease? What do you mean a tease? Like what was that movie? Oh, I wish Reid was here.
Because I would know. That's the thing. You guys are so great. I know.
There was a movie with Arnold Schwarzenegger, and he was an undercover, FBI guy, and so was his wife. His wife was Jamie Lee Curtis. What's Google Schwarzenegger and Jamie Lee Curtis movie.
Ooh, I don't know about this one. Where co-starred 1994 True Lies.
True Lies.
True Lies.
Is
there
it
we
a
go.
tease like Jamie Lee Curtis in True Lies? No, it's not.
Oh.
That took a long time to get that joke through.
Okay.
No,
I
it's
get
just
you,
simply moving the lines to how you see fit. So, for instance, the Ottawa Red Blacks are 12.5 point dogs. So, do we move that? Do we move that to 17.5 point dogs and think they can keep it close, or do we take? I think what we do in that one is take Montreal down to -7.5.
To -7.5, so they have to
win by
more
8 points.
7.5. Yeah, but win by 8 points. Okay, yeah, I like that. That's probably the move to take there. Another one that I'm like,
I don't see Ottawa hanging tight there.
Yeah, I don't see them.
So okay,
even
we'll take
within
Montreal
10.
-7.5.
Now another one that I see the line set at, it's 4.5 between the Argos and Ticats. Like the Ticats were able to get one out against.
Yeah, I think that's a phony win. I still don't trust the Hamilton Tiger Cats. However, I could see points on that one. The over/under is set at 61.5. Let's do what we did with the Elks and Bombers, and we'll move that down
53.5.
No, that would be a lot. Let's say 54.5. That would be, I think, the most we can get away with.
Okay.
So Hamilton, Toronto at 54.5. And we'll take the over. And then Saskatchewan, BC.
That one's a close one, at least.
I could just, I mean.
You want to just take a money line on this? Or are you always the spread with the teaser?
I think BC's going to win.
Yeah, that's what I'm feeling too.
Yeah, I think BC's going to win. So I'm going to take, let's do BC on the money line.
Yeah, they're +101 as it stands right now.
That'll help boost the lineup too.
Sweet.
Because the spread's 1.5. I mean, I don't really like playing spreads like that. I usually just opt to go. Montreal down feels like the better play. Seems Big Uke. Yeah, I agree. So we're going to take, so I'm going to send this over during the break. We're going to have Winnipeg, Edmonton over 53.5. Montreal -7.5. Hamilton, Toronto over 54.5. And the BC Lions money line. I'll send that over and we'll get a number out to you right away. Okay. Koob, what this was something that, I I thought when I saw it, is this a joke? Is this for real? But is this really big news that Connor McDavid got a 99 rating on
NHL 2027. So the NHL 2027 game releases in September. They're always kind of a year ahead with the numbers. Of course, we're only in 2026. By the end of the season, it'll be 2027 , right?
Gets hang on, before you get into your point, this is the oil understood for GCL Diesel, providers of the best diesel engine components around, from turbochargers to injectors, fuel pumps to sensors. They are the critical engine component experts, proud to serve Edmonton and Northern Alberta for over 50 years. And now a partner of Edmonton Sports Talk and the Reid Wilkins Show, GCL Diesel. Understood. Is this a big deal, Coop? Should I be mad? Should I be excited? What should I feel about this Connor McDavid's 99 rating? Is this the first time somebody's ever gotten a 99 rating?
See, that question right there, I'm going to start with that.
Okay.
Is this the first time anybody's got a 99 rating? Short answer is no. In NHL, apparently in NHL 94 and some other NHL games, there were 100 overalls. Mario Lemieux got one year, especially in the 90s. But the way that they worded it, they being EA Sports NHL, they said that this is the first time in EA Sports NHL's history that somebody has been rated 99, which I went back and in their NHL 94, they had a 99 overall. So I'm not really sure what's going on here. I think it's because they're bringing it back. They're introducing what's called the 99 Club, which the other major sports games have. So Madden has a huge list. MLB The Show has even a bigger list. Like, there are 7 players with 99 overall, like Aaron Judge. You got Shohei Ohtani, Tariq Skubal with 99 overall. So this is a big thing only really from an NHL standpoint. And some people are confused about it because they know that this isn't the first time that it's happened. So I know people are saying that not only is it weird that they're taking it from that angle, that it's the first time it's happened in an NHL sports video game in EA Sports when they've controlled it. But also they're saying it's overdue because McDavid had his career year 2-3 seasons ago when he had 153 points. So why do this one? He had a phenomenal year. Let's not get this wrong, but why increase his overall? So in NHL 20, 95 overall, 21, 95, 22, he was 95, updated to a 97. 24 started out as a 97. Last year was a 97, and he's been bumped up to 99. So if there was a season for McDavid to be a 99 overall, it would have been a few years back when he had his career season, because they can adjust it mid-season, right? When he had 64 goals, 89 assists, that's when it should have been. 2023 or 2022-23. NHL 23, he should have had that, which he did not. So,
okay, well, send in your thoughts to the River Cree Resort and Casino inbox, 780-218-9999. Where this would be Thursday, Friday, and Saturday at the River Cree. It's the most wanted 2026 tour. The Thunder from Down Under. Bang! 8 o'clock shows. Australia's Thunder from Down Under. The Girls' Night Out Back. Wanted tour, most wanted tour 2026. Get ready to experience an exhilarating and electrifying extravaganza. Well, all right. If that's what you're into, it's available at therivercreeresort.com. Check them out. Go to rivercreeresort.com and click on entertainment. You will find the availability for those tickets yet. Coob's upset. Coob has something that happened or that he witnessed that he wants to talk about, and he wants to bring it up and see what the nasties think about it. Send in your thoughts on Connor McDavid 99. Does it mean anything? Does it move the needle? Should he be higher? Should he be lower? Who else should be a 99? You can share those at the River Cree Resort and Casino inbox. As mentioned, 780-218-9999. Coob's going to get into that discussion about why you're upset. Correct? Is it okay to say you're upset, or are you more confused or let down?
Yeah, more the latter, confused and let down, which kind of at first I was upset, and then it went into those emotions. I felt everything.
He felt everything. You heard it here first. We're going to get to that after the break, but first we hear from Brendan Eric.
Shams from ESPN has reported that the Bus family has agreed to sell their remaining 17.8% stake in the Lakers to new owners Josh Kushner and Bob Iger. For the Raptors, 26-year-old Malachi Smith has signed an undisclosed contract in Toronto after he averaged over 8 points in 15 games with the Nets last season. On the Diamonds, the Pirates play host to the Tigers. The Mets see the Padres come to Queens, and Boston brings the Diamondbacks to Fenway for a showdown. Meanwhile, Mexico and Canada kick off the group stage at the Women's Olympic pre-qualifying tournament with a tilt against Senegal at 5:30. Canada is undefeated against Senegal at 4-0. In the lone WNBA game, the Wings and the Valkyries hit the court at 8 o'clock, with Toronto playing at home tomorrow against the Fever. This sports update is brought to you by Windsor Plywood Leduc, locally owned and operated, serving Leduc and the surrounding area for over 30 years. Windsor Plywood has doors, flooring, baseboards, and of course, plywood. Go see the knowledgeable staff today at Windsor Plywood Leduc. Zach, upset after the break. My name is Brendan Eric, and you're up to date.
The Nielsen Show with Lieutenant Eric.
Marshall Ferguson, CFL on TSN.
I mean, heck, guys, I was covering the Philpott Bowl last week. During the pregame introductions, they're like, number 85, Jalen Philpott, and the crowd popped. Like, with my headset on, and I took my headset off, I'm like, oh my God, did they just actually, like, lose their minds in a pregame introduction? That never happens in the CFL. So, homegrown heroes, to me, the Alouettes have probably got 2 of the top 5 when it comes to Tyson and Davis Alexander right now. It's just the reality.
The Nielsen Show with Lieutenant Eric. Weekday mornings, 6 to 9, only on Edmonton Sports Talk, your clear choice for Edmonton sports.
Ready to raise the stakes? At Play Alberta, bigger bets and buy-ins are now available for nearly all live dealer games. From blackjack to baccarat, your favorite tables are waiting to deal you in. Whether you're kicking back at home or looking for some fun on the go, now's your chance to enhance your Play Alberta experience with new elevated stakes. Visit playalberta.ca/EST to learn more. That's playalberta.ca/EST. Must be 18 plus to play. If you gamble, use your game sense.
At Firehouse Subs, our subs are freshly toasted, stacked high, and crafted to satisfy. Each sub is piled high with premium meats, melty cheese, and toasted to perfection. Firehouse Subs brings bold flavor to every bite, all served on a freshly toasted roll. But we're not just feeding Edmonton, we're fueling it. Dig into the brisket hat trick, piled with slow-smoked brisket and melty cheese. Or go to the Firehouse Subs fan favorite, the Hook and Ladder. Made to order with smoked turkey, honey ham, and Monterey Jack cheese on a perfectly toasted roll. With 15 Firehouse Sub locations across Edmonton and the greater area, it's easy to grab a hot and hearty sub close to home. Firehouse Subs. Hot, hearty, made to satisfy.
When gambling, set a budget before you play. Stay informed and visit GameSenseAB.ca to learn how. Remember, if you gamble, use your game sense.
Celebrate 50 years of the Toronto Blue Jays with Sentinel Storage. Enter for your chance to win the ultimate Jays collection of memorabilia. Visit bluejays.com/Sentinel Storage contest to enter and see full contest rules. Sentinel Storage, official storage provider of the Toronto Blue Jays.
Since 1952, William Huff has been the heartbeat of Edmonton's advertising world. From humble beginnings to a citywide powerhouse, we've been the go-to for signage from print to design and installation. Partnering with Edmonton's top sports franchises and major events, we've helped shape the city's global reputation. Our secret? Unmatched customer service, decades of experience, and a passion for excellence we call the William Huff Advantage. Visit us online at williamhuff.com.
All right, welcome back to the Reid Wilkins Show with Jay Milne and guest co-host Zachary Kubusch, coming to you live from the Canadian Brewhouse studio. A reminder that all of Edmonton Sports Talk is presented by Play Alberta. You might want to check out playalberta.ca/EST for more details. That's playalberta.ca/EST. All right, before we get to buying or selling for Damon Bunting, I do have some breaking news that has come out here. There has been a statement from Athletics Canada and the Edmonton Marathon that has come out, and this comes in on the River Cree Resort and Casino inbox. This question from Tabs: what are your guys' thoughts about the marathon being longer than what it should be? So, apparently, there was quite a few people. This is going, online, that the marathon distance of 21.1 kilometers was quite a bit longer. Okay, and there's a Reddit thread about it. Reid was on site. Hernan was on site. Both of them had heard that there was longer distances. Hernan's device. I don't know if you guys know. Hernan's a runner.
What?
Yeah. His device said that he was 21.8 or something K, if I'm not mistaken. The 21.1 is supposed to be a half marathon. So the Edmonton Marathon has put out this statement, and pretty much it's quite a long statement, but they do say that they acknowledge that there may have been an additional GPS distance variance this year because the necessary course detours resulting from active road construction along Jasper Ave, 102 Ave, and the Wellington Bridge detour. The detour added roughly 712 meters, and the distance taken from the West End turnaround was roughly 609 meters. So these courses are officially measured the day of. All right, and they went on to say that they had somebody there that officially measured it, and when they measure it, it's a physical measurement methodology based on this process and the fact that the route was also confirmed on a race day by a World Athletics Grade A course measurer. We are confident in the accuracy of the certified course distances and the validity of the race results. So they had somebody rolling one of those wheel things around the whole track. Now, further on down, the Edmonton Marathon says or suggests that because of the there was much more of there's several more turns to get around the detour of the bridge construction, that if you're not taking the exact direct course or the shortest path on a turn when you have to bump out, if you're in a group, it can make it for a wider turn, which could lead to adding a little bit more distance. That's what they're saying. I'm sure Hernan will have a lot to say about it tomorrow.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Because I mean, if you're, so there was one report I saw online that said it was 21.9K. Well, that's 800 extra meters. That's a fair distance.
It definitely is. Now, if you're going wide around every single bend, it will add up. And I notice even with some of the trackers, I guess you have it right on your clip, which would be the most accurate. Sometimes they get it wrong. I've never heard of anything like this. I know Reid was pretty fired up about it. Well.
Reid's definitely fired up about it because his 10K run showed up as 10.17 kilometers on his watch. So not a huge variance.
That wasn't, but there's been some discrepancies for various people running the same race.
Well, longer than the average, I would say, norm of discrepancy.
Yeah.
Right? There's going to be a variance that is allowed that you can say, okay, from running a wider route on this one corner, it added this much to it. But if you do that 10 times, it does add some distance to your run. So it'll be interesting to see what Hernan has to say about it.
Yeah, somebody more knowledgeable on it, especially Hernan, who participated in the races. Over 10,000 Edmontonians did, or just people, maybe people coming out from outskirts of the city too, participating in it. It's stirring some people up for sure.
Yeah.
Not running in it, not really understanding it. Sure, you train for that much.
I ran for it last year. I didn't wear a watch.
Yeah.
I didn't know my distance. I just said, okay, we got to go there and do a loop and come back.
Sure.
That's my time. That's what I don't know.
Well, I get caught sometimes. I don't know. I haven't done very many runs. I'd maybe run over 3 kilometers a couple of years ago, but I remember even running the same exact route and having it I don't know, 50, 70, 100 meters difference.
Well, it says they had the person there with the physical measuring thing. I mean, because I don't know, what else can you really say?
Prior to the statement, I was like, hey, how did they measure this out? Did they use Google Maps and their service? So that's good to see that they actually went out and did the proper thing, get the proper measurement. The one question, though, that I have, and I don't remember who fully brought it up, but for those running in this who had an extended run compared to what they were supposed to run at the, 21.1K? If they went over and they were trying to qualify for, say, the Boston Marathon or another marathon, another race after this, was anyone impacted from this?
That I don't know.
I think that's the biggest thing. Running another 800 meters is pretty huge.
Substantial.
If there's no actual discrepancies or tech that didn't follow along with the proper measurement. But other than that, I'm not really getting this as I sit here. Is it that big of a deal?
It would be for people trying to set their personal best.
Okay.
To say, okay, I ran my half marathon 5 minutes faster than I did last year. My pace was faster than last year.
True.
All those numbers can be thrown off if you're running in a longer distance.
True. You could do the math, I guess, to try and find that out and be like, okay, delete the added steps that I've taken. But yeah, I could get that as an annoyance. I was reading a couple Reddit things, but
all right.
Yeah.
Well, we'll see what Hernan has to say. He ran the damn race, so he can talk about it more.
Yeah, he will.
I did not this year. My hamstrings. This is funny. It would appear as though the Reid just texted me. He says the Macho Manitoban is asking if he left a purple headband in the studio, and I've seen it. He did.
Yeah.
So Reid's gonna have to
he was
come
in
by.
last week.
That's
He brought
a piece
the whole
of his show.
It really is.
That's a prop.
Yeah. And he's been doing a few shows at the Edmonton Fridge. He gave us a poster. He was a very
nice.
kind guy.
Yeah.
Yes, very, very kind
All
gentleman.
right, Coop was upset. We got to get to it because we've also got to get out. We've got Greg Bell coming up in 5 minutes from the Tacoma News Tribune. But first, let's get to buying or selling for Damon Bunting. Damon Bunting has been a consistent top-producing realtor in the greater Edmonton area for over 17 years. He and his team would love to help you find that right home or make the move from your current home. Community-driven, he understands what it takes to make a difference in our city. Check him out on DamonBunting.com or the Instagram handle of Damon Bunting Real Estate.
Well, we have somebody asking why they took a different route is because of bridge construction.
Bridge construction.
Yeah.
Downtown construction. Yeah.
All right. Well, something that irked me. I'm a huge UFC fan. UFC 330 went down 2 title fights. Jillian Robertson, Canadian, 5th rank strawweight women's fighter, challenged for the belt, ended up losing. The fights overall kind of stunk.
Okay.
I'm just going to start with that. But even before we got into the pay-per-view, which the UFC is going to be pivoting from eventually, I was at this establishment ahead of the fights, enjoying some beverages with my buddies, as we all do prior to certain sports events here around in the city. And we're getting very excited for these fights because it was supposed to be a big night. And it turns out that the pay-per-view had already started and nothing was on the television. Like nothing. And this establishment had said on their website that they will be showing the pay-per-view and things like that. There's preliminary fights as well for free, which they didn't show, but we were watching Misplays of the Month.
Did you ask them to put it on?
We had asked them multiple times for them to put it on. They did for one fight, then took it off. And, the manager came up to us and explained, like, I'm genuinely curious. He was saying, well, okay, when it's a pay-per-view, in our contract, we can only really show it at like 8 p.m. because we're known as like, we're a family establishment until then. I'm going to be honest. I saw 0 kids around the establishment. There was not one kid. There was a few fight fans.
Did they turn it on at 8 p.m.?
That they did, but they had it on before and then changed it once again. So it was like, okay, well, I asked him, I'm like, so if a pay-per-view starts at 4 p.m., like or 6 p.m., you're not going to like show it until it's 8 and you're halfway through the main. And he kind of said like, yeah. So my thing is like, buying or selling, he should have just, snuck it on one of the TVs a little earlier at like 7:30. Who's really watching? Am I being too?
You wanted the prelims.
The main card started at 7, so we missed a couple fights. None of the title fights, but some of the marquee fights.
You missed
on the card.
title fights that were part of a.
No, sorry. The title fights were at the end. We missed no title fights, but we were there for the full main card, which started at 7. So we missed about 1 hour of it prior to them changing it over at 8 o'clock, which they had said. Buying or selling, they should have.
I'm confused.
Okay. You
said 8 o'clock. You said it started at 8 o'clock.
They show it at 8 o'clock.
Oh,
that's in their
so
they can only show it at 8 o'clock.
So the actual pay-per-view
started earlier.
Started at 6, say?
7.
It
The
started at
pay-per-view
7?
started at 7. The establishment is not allowed to show the event.
When you say
unless it's
establishment, were you
pay-per-view.
drinking beer in this establishment?
Yes. And they said it was a family thing that they couldn't have started it sooner. So I don't know. Am I like buying or selling? Am I rude to be in the wrong that they could have just put it on and said, okay,
Did they advertise it? Did they say that we will show the UFC fight?
Yeah, it said at 8 p.m. But like they promote it like the fight started.
Well,
at 8,
if they advertised it as if it was to start at 8 p.m. and that's when they wanted to start it because little, Timmy wasn't allowed to look at fighting on TV.
Okay.
So there were no VLTs in this place.
Not that I saw. No,
couldn't be if they allowed kids in there.
No, I don't think it would have been allowed. But they said you use the word family friendly, and the word that I got from the manager was like we won't show the event until 8 o'clock unless it is a pay-per-view, which it was. So there was a bit of confusion there. Everything else was very nice, like food, great and everything. Buying or selling, really, now that I'm asking this, now that I'm airing this out. Am I an a-hole for thinking this, that they should have just put it on earlier? Like,
No,
really,
I don't
I was
think you are.
excited to see it, man. And I don't know, maybe I got to read the fine print more. Who knows?
No, I don't think you're an a-hole for thinking that. I would just choose a different establishment next time.
Yeah, I'll have to.
Or call ahead.
Check it out.
Say, hey, my boys are coming at 7. You're going to have everything going. It's going to be on the TVs. You know?
Yeah.
That's all.
Because they had it rolling for a bit and then they revoked it. Like after one of the third round and they showed the scorecard, then they took it off again. I was like, well, what's going on here? Why am I watching golf?
Yeah. The fact that they had it up and took it down, that's a tough one.
Yeah, and I felt bad asking again. I don't like confrontation.
No. You shouldn't feel bad asking. It was on them at that point.
Yeah.
Okay, that was for buying or selling for Damon Bunting. Maybe buying or selling this whole week should be you airing your grievances. And we'll just you buy or sell if you were out of line or not. Or
buying or selling am I an asshole?
Jeez, Coop.
Sorry.
There's kids watching. That's like what the guy did to you.
Yeah.
My goodness, Coop.
No, $5 in the swear jar.
It's okay. Yeah, you'll have to put a tip jar. No, I think you were in line. I think you're fine.
Okay.
So don't worry about it. You have to come think of something else. We'll air Coop's grievances all week on buying or selling for Damon Bunting Real Estate. Okay, right after the break, we are going to check in. We're doing our NFL preseason roundup. What should we call it? Preseason look ahead? Preseason. I like preseason roundup. All right, our preseason roundup kicks off in fine fashion. How could we kick off in any other way but not by checking in on the Super Bowl champs, the reigning Super Bowl champs, the Seattle Seahawks? We're going to catch up with Greg Bell of the Tacoma News Tribune right after the break. But first, we're going to hear from Brendan Eric.
Shams from ESPN has reported that the Buss family has agreed to sell their remaining 17.8% stake in the Lakers. The new owners, Josh Kushner and Bob Iger. For the Raptors, 26-year-old Malachi Smith signed an undisclosed contract with the Raptors after he averaged 8 points in 15 games with Brooklyn last season. On the diamond, the Pirates play host to the Tigers. The Mets see the Padres come to Queens, and Boston brings the Diamondbacks to Fenway for a showdown. Meanwhile, from Mexico, Canada kicks off the group stage at the Women's Olympic pre-qualifying tournament with a tilt against Senegal at 5:30. Canada is undefeated against Senegal at 4-0. And then the lone WNBA game, the Wings and Valkyries hit the court at 8 o'clock with the Toronto Tempo playing tomorrow at home against the Indiana Fever. This sports update is brought to you by The Ranch. The Ranch Golf Club delivers premier conditions, top-notch service, and unmatched value every round. That's why they're Alberta's top choice for corporate golf events. Visit theranchgolf.com to book a tee time today. Greg Bell after the break. My name is Brendan Eric, and you're up to date.
The EST Hangout.
You're looking very sharp today.
No,
Henry, I'm wearing Crocs.
And he always does.
The EST Hangout.
You're looking very sharp today. Henry, I'm wearing Crocs.
And he always does that.
Well, you always look very sharp. Anytime I see you like doing a hit or anything, or when you've been in the studio here, you always look very fly.
No, when I know I'm going on camera, I make sure the night before what to wear, how I'm going to look, how to pull it off. Got to stay fresh in these streets.
The EST Hangout, presented by Sentinel Storage. Weekday mornings 9 to 11, only on Edmonton Sports Talk. Your clear choice for Edmonton sports.
Looking for quality building materials and friendly advice? Visit us at Windsor Plywood Leduc, family owned and locally run since 1993. From interior materials for doors, flooring, baseboards, and all the finishing touches to all you need for your outdoor projects like cedar lumber for decks and fences. Plus, all the plywood you'd need. Our full-time on-staff carpenter can help with anything odd-sized or custom. And from domestic hardwoods to exotic selections, we've got you covered. And if we don't have it, we'll track it down for you. Windsor Plywood Leduc. We're the experts you need to know.
Wednesdays just got saucier at Mr. Mike's. It's Wing Wednesday, every Wednesday from 4 p.m. till close. Get 10 wings for just $10 or go big with the Wings and Frings platter for $19.98. Wash it all down with $7 steins of Antler Ale or Bighorn Lager because wings were never meant to fly solo. Add fries, onion rings, or lodge chips for $4.99 because wings deserve a wingman. Great wings, cold beer, Wednesdays done right. Dine in only at participating Mr. Mike's locations. Mr. Mike's. Eat locally, enjoy casually.
Ready to raise the stakes? At Play Alberta, bigger bets and buy-ins are now available for nearly all live dealer games. From blackjack to baccarat, your favorite tables are waiting to deal you in. Whether you're kicking back at home or looking for some fun on the go, now's your chance to enhance your Play Alberta experience with new elevated stakes. Visit playalberta.ca/EST to learn more. That's playalberta.ca/EST. Must be 18 plus to play. If you gamble, use your game sense. The second half is yours. Bring the energy and lock in your seat with our new 5-game season pass, because the best way to experience Elks football is being there when it happens. For every tackle, every catch, every touchdown. Plus, every pass comes with a $25 voucher, so you're covered before you even take your seat. Half season, full energy. Get your season pass at goelks.com. Edmonton Elks, our city, our year.
Welcome back to the Reid Wilkins Show with Jay Milne and guest co-host Zachary Kubusch. Reid is off this week. Reid is off next week, but have no fear. After that, we are smooth sailing with Reid and myself pretty much through the entire hockey season. We will not leave your side one time. We'll be here all the way until the Stanley Cup final, right? I'm just going to put it out there. Why not? I know it's August 17th, but I can put it out there.
You can.
Why not?
And you just did. Who's going to stop you?
Well, that happened last year for our next guest. We're going to go to the Oil Country Towing Hotline, Edmonton's most trusted 24/7 roadside rescue team. Fast, safe, and reliable for over 15 years. Whether it's a game day or a snowstorm, we work as hard as your favorite team to get you going. Call 780-986-6088 for all your towing needs. And with that, we welcome back to the show Greg Bell of the Tacoma News Tribune. Greg, how are you doing today?
Well, guys, wait a minute. You're talking about snow. It's not snowing already in Edmonton, is it?
No. It's whether it's a game day or a snowstorm, both can be frustrating, traffic-wise. So no, Greg, I'm pleased to announce.
Okay.
I'm pleased to announce.
Week.
Yeah,
no, kidding.
but yeah, don't hold your breath.
Next week.
It is mid-August. We've seen it before. Look, we every day on our show we do a topic. For one of our really good partners, it's the off-topic topic for William Huff, and ours was HBO themed today because we were having you on, and I just wanted to know, what's a training camp like down in Seattle with the entire HBO Hard Knocks crew there?
Well, it's a lot of extra. There's a lot of extra people, a lot of extra cameras, boom mics over the huddles. The first week or few days of camp, I felt the players were preening and almost acting to the cameras at times on the field. They've gotten used to it now where it's not nearly that way, and they're a little more themselves and it's more normal, but it is different. And the players know that their colleagues and their peers around the league are watching. And it used to be, as you may know, being on Hard Knocks was not an honorable thing. It meant that you didn't make the playoffs the year before.
That's right.
And a few years ago, the league changed that rule and said anyone. And now, in fact, the Seahawks this year and the Patriots, their Super Bowl opponent last year, will be next year's Hard Knocks. This is the first time since the very first Hard Knocks series in 2001 that the Super Bowl champions from the previous year have been featured. That was the 2001 Baltimore Ravens in the very first NFL films Hard Knocks on HBO. So it is different in that way, too. It's not like they're looking at a complete overhaul of the team or a dysfunctional franchise or unhappy players. It's never been better here in Seattle, and the weather's perfect, and the bald eagles that you've seen. They've really done it. They've really done a, between drones over Lake Washington, they've really done an effort to show the beauty of this training camp, which it is unique. I've been to a few training camps in the NFL across North America. This is unique for sure.
Well, I must say, I do agree with you on the beautiful scenery at that training camp, at that facility. My wife and my 3 daughters, we make that appointment viewing on Sunday nights to watch Hard Knocks, and we've been following along. So it's a really a pleasure to get some inside information from you as you've been down at training camp. I know last last night on Hard Knocks, there was a whole segment on how Sam Darnold can spin the ball so well. And I was just thinking, Sam Darnold, I don't know if the expectations were that high when he arrived in Seattle, but I mean, he delivered. Sam Darnold was a part of the the quarterback of a team that delivered a Super Bowl back to Seattle. Is Sam Darnold, right now, is he up there in that legendary status, that Steve Largent, Marshawn Lynch status right now in Seattle?
No, he's only been here a year, and those two you mentioned are institutions here in the Pacific Northwest. But no doubt, he joins Russell Wilson as the only two quarterbacks to ever win a Super Bowl here in Seattle. He's already outplayed his contract. That was 3 years, $105 million. He'll get a new one done this time next year. Seahawks, John Schneider does not do that. With 2 years left on a foundational player's contract, just one. This is why Devin Witherspoon, Jackson Smith-Njigba just got theirs done. But there's no doubt that he is gone maybe even above what they expected when they signed him. When they signed him, of course, he was a 6-7 year journeyman with 4 different teams, coming off of a backup year with San Francisco, an accidental starter and star with Minnesota in 2024, because remember, J.J. McCarthy was supposed to start that year as a 10th overall pick as a rookie, blew out his knee in training camp in Minnesota and missed the entire year, and that's the only reason Sam Darnold even played, let alone went 14-2 in the regular season, 4,300 yards, 35 touchdowns. And then the Vikings largely decided to go back with McCarthy after that 14-2 Darnold season. Some of it tainted, as I've talked to people in Minnesota about how it ended there for Darnold and the Vikings, losing the NFC North title game to Detroit, who handled them, and then the Rams, who sacked Darnold 9 times in the first-round playoff game. And that scared off some of the Minnesota thinking of Sam Darnold in big money for re-upping his contract. So Seattle benefited from that. And the Vikings' faith in McCarthy, plus the way it ended for Darnold and the Vikings then that season, the Seahawks stood to benefit there. They paid a younger, and they got younger and cheaper at the most important position in the sport, compared from Geno Smith to Sam Darnold, and lo and behold, Darnold wins the Super Bowl. The other thing, guys, that's interesting about Darnold's season last year, he wins the Super Bowl while leading the league in turnovers. And think about that. Yeah. If he just cuts down his turnovers by a little bit, he was 20-plus last year in turnovers. If he can even get down to 15 turnovers in 17 games, how much more efficient this new Brian Fleury offense will be. That's his goal this year. That's the offense's goal this year, is to not put their top-ranked defense in positions to defend only portions of the field because of turnovers.
We got Greg Bell here from the Tacoma News Tribune, covering all things Seattle Seahawks, here joining us on the Reid Wilkins Show, Oil Country hotline here on Edmonton Sports Talk. I'm Zach, by the way. Thank you for joining us on the show. You mentioned Brian Fleury. He comes from San Francisco, spent 7 years with the Niners before joining the Seahawks with Clint Kubiak, now off to the Raiders. How has the leadoff gone entering his first season here with the Seahawks?
Well, it's an adjustment. And he was on the sidelines, for instance. Brian Fleury was calling the plays Saturday night in the first preseason game against Dallas. Mike McDonald said today after practice, told us that Fleury will probably be in the press box in Tennessee for the second preseason game this weekend. So he's still learning and figuring out how he wants to just do the mechanics of calling a game during a game. Mentioned, he's never done it before. He was a defensive coordinator at Sacred Heart University in Connecticut at the FCS level 20 years ago. He was a defensive coach all the way up until 2020. That's when Kyle Shanahan moved him to offense and made him a tight ends coach in San Francisco. So not only has he not called offensive plays, he hasn't coached offensive football but for the last half dozen years. So this was a risk, but they thought it was worth the risk because even though he has no play calling experience, he does have the Shanahan offense outside zone experience, and that's what they wanted to continue from Clint Kubiak. It's the same outside zone running system with the same line coach, John Benton, with the same starting 5 offensive linemen who really improved under one clear mandate of outside zone last year by John Benton. Guys, it was 10 years here that the offensive line was subpar play and a mess and couldn't find the same 5 starters. And now the biggest part of this offense is that all 5 offensive linemen are coming back. Yes, they have a replacement to make. Kenneth Walker leaving for the Chiefs, and the Super Bowl MVP running back is gone. Jadarian Price is going to be the lead back. He's going to start week 1 against the New England Patriots on September 9th as the number 1 back. He's been beset by an upper leg soreness injury for the last week or so at practices. He was back today, full go. So Price is an unknown. Fleury is an unknown. But they have Jackson Smith and Jigba, the NFL Offensive Player of the Year. They still have Cooper Kupp. They have tight end A.J. Barner, who's going to emerge as a real standout in a tight end-centric offense that a tight ends coach is going to be calling this year with all 5 starting offensive linemen back. So they're going to run the ball. We'll see how successful Price is doing it for the first time as a rookie. But the offensive scheme and in design and intent is the same as last year.
Well, and you still have, Sam Darnold, who, I mean, like I said, have you watched last night's episode? Have you been watching Hard Knocks?
Yes.
That segment they did on the spinning of Sam Darnold, how he spins the ball, was probably one of the most picturesque, beautiful. I mean, they did a 2-minute slow-mo shot, Zach, of just this ball coming off his hand. It was so beautiful. The nose of that football.
It was about 10 minutes too long, actually. we were joking around about it, but yeah, the prettiness. There's all kinds of spin rates that he's above the NFL average in spin rate, and
it was something else. And I agree. I think it did go on a little long. We're joined by Greg Bell from the Tacoma News Tribune. I've got one more here, and then another quick one before we let you go. Thank you for being so generous with your time. Look, the Seahawks defense led the NFL in turnovers last year, in points. They allowed the fewest points in the NFL. Can they remain one of the best defenses, especially after losing some of their key top players?
Well, I think so, because their defensive front is so varied and is still good, and they're all back. They lost Reid Woolen. They didn't want to match the $12 million deal. He got 1 year to Philadelphia, but they feel like they can backfill that with the way Mike McDonald plays defense in multiple ways. Nicky Manwari, the biggest concern of camp is that Nicky Manwari has yet to be on the field. He had arthroscopic ankle surgery in July. He just passed the physical last week, but he still hasn't practiced. He's got about 3 weeks and 2 days now until the opener to get back on the field to see if he can play week 1. The expectation is he still will do that. He is a huge piece to how McDonald changes and confuses quarterbacks and offensive linemen at the snap. They use him as a hybrid linebacker. They use him as Sam outside linebacker, and their nickel and dime packages, which nobody in the league ran more nickel and dime than Mike McDonald did 70% of the time last year. But Leonard Williams is back. He doesn't look like he's slowing down yet in his 12th NFL season. DeMarcus Lawrence thought about retirement, decided to come back at age 34 for a 13th season. He was a Pro Bowl edge rusher last year. He's saying this will be the last year of his career. Now that he's 34 and has 6 kids. Byron Murphy is back. I think he's 20 years of covering the NFL. He's the best I've ever seen at handling double teams. Leonard Williams and Lawrence say the same thing. They can't run block double team him. And oh, by the way, he had 7.5 sacks as an interior defensive tackle last year. They don't have a lot of depth up front, but they have really, really good players up front. Ernest Jones, the key to what they do in the middle as the traffic signal caller. They're all back. And Witherspoon is now re-signed and back. They re-signed Josh Jobe, and they chose to pay Jobe over Woolen. Gave Jobe $8 million a year for 3 years to be opposite of Witherspoon. Julian Love is back at deep safety. They think Ty Okada, who started 11 games as an injury fill-in last year, and replaced Kobe Bryant, who left in free agency for Chicago. So you're really only talking about Woolen and Bryant leaving. The 2 guys they think they can already have as backfilling them already in place in Jobe and Okada, who have starting experience. So McDonald's going to have to change his defense in fronts and blitzes, and he's already going to do that. He may have to blitz Witherspoon more, but he's talked about that. He's going to have counters, because this league is every time a Super Bowl champion, every time someone wins a Super Bowl, that's the team that gets studied, copied, and worked on for the whole offseason by everybody else.
Well, I could sure tell that the sense in that building is, yes, that they'd become, I think, that the 9th franchise to win back-to-back Super Bowls. I know the Pittsburgh did it twice, but this would be the 9th franchise that would get that done. Now, Greg, before I let you go, I know last time you were on here, my regular co-host Reid Wilkins was here, and you commented on his double E sticker that he had on his laptop. Now, I know you're joining us with phone, but I wanted to give you a little bit of a happy report here about our dear beloved Edmonton Elks, as I was watching Hard Knocks last night, and I saw, there's Warren Moon was on. So that was kind of cool. But I wanted to let you know that after, this is their last 4 seasons before this year, 4-14, 4-14, 7-11, 7-11. I'd like to let you know, Greg Bell, that they are currently sitting first in the West Division at 7-2. How about that?
Oh, hey, how about that?
Yeah.
And congrats to all the people up there at Edmonton Elks. I can remember, this is how old I am. I became a Warren Moon fan. I lived in Ohio, and I became a Warren Moon fan watching Edmonton Eskimo games from Commonwealth Stadium on NBC because they had Dick Enberg and Merlin Olsen up there during one of the NFL strikes in the 80s. And they were showing CFL games live from Edmonton, and Warren Moon was the quarterback. And I remember watching that in Ohio with 3 yards of cloud of dust and Woody Hayes thinking, wow, this CFL, this Warren Moon is pretty cool. They get to throw this. They have to punt on third down, so they throw all the time. This is great. You get a Rouge. I became a big CFL fan during the strike. And Warren Moon and the Edmonton Eskimos and now the Elks. Well, hey, go Elks then.
Well, I got disappointing news. The Rouge has been removed.
I know.
Greg. It's
I know. My buddy Luke Wilson.
Yeah, modified.
My buddy Luke Wilson has been talking to me about. I covered Luke Wilson here in Seattle, and yes, I saw him at the Super Bowl, and we've invented many things.
Well, yeah, we get to see a lot of Luke. He does the Friday Night Football with our boss, the guy who runs Edmonton Sports Talk, Dustin Nielsen. So what a connection that is. Greg, always a pleasure to have you on. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for filling us in on what the Seahawks and their quest for 2 in a row. Hopefully they can get it done for your sake. We'll catch up with you again.
Anytime. Happy to come on. Take care, Edmonton. Thank you.
All right. Thanks. That was Greg Bell of the Tacoma News Tribune joining us on the Oil Country Towing hotline. All right. We've got to get out. We've got a very special guest coming up. We're going back-to-back guests, Koob. We're just going to do it. This is why this helmet is present. This is why it's near. The Edmonton Wildcats, the team that I was involved with as a player and as in the organizational level, they went and did something that hasn't been done since 2009. They went into Saskatoon and laid a whooping on those hilltops. And we're going to talk to the head coach, Kevin Cash Woodrich, joining us right after the break. But first, Brendan Eric.
2 guys and a goalie.
Top 6 pods. Do you think he's a top 6 winger?
After last season, I don't think you can not say he's a top 6 winger. After watching the way he plays and how he competes, and even through playoffs, was he the Oilers' best player in the playoffs? He's Hyman light to me, and he's the heir apparent to Zach Hyman, I think.
2 guys and a goalie, presented by GS Construction. Tuesday and Thursday afternoons at noon, only on Edmonton Sports Talk, your clear choice for Edmonton sports.
Celebrate 50 years of the Toronto Blue Jays with Sentinel Storage. Enter for your chance to win the ultimate Jays collection of memorabilia. Visit bluejays.com/Sentinel Storage contest to enter and see full contest rules. Sentinel Storage, official storage provider of the Toronto Blue Jays.
Ready to raise the stakes? At Play Alberta, bigger bets and buy-ins are now available for nearly all live dealer games. From blackjack to baccarat, your favorite tables are waiting to deal you in. Whether you're kicking back at home or looking for some fun on the go, now's your chance to enhance your Play Alberta experience with new elevated stakes. Visit playalberta.ca/EST to learn more. That's playalberta.ca/EST. Must be 18 plus to play. If you gamble, use your game sense.
The Canadian Brewhouse has a happy hour for any scenario. You finished work early? Happy hour. You finished work because you accidentally hit reply all to the entire company? Big happy hour. Your boss said, great job. Happy hour. Your boss said, per my last email. Ugh, emergency happy hour. You finally closed the big deal. Happy hour. With a huge selection of ice cold drinks and great food, the Canadian Brewhouse has a happy hour for whatever just happened at work. The Canadian Brewhouse. Your day just got happier.
One moment, you're driving to work. The next, you're facing serious injuries, mounting paperwork, and insurance companies focused on their bottom line. That's where you want Rick Mallett and the team at Hammer Injury Law on your side. For more than 35 years, Rick has helped injured Albertans stand up to insurance companies and pursue the compensation they deserve, with no legal fees unless your case is successful. Serious injuries need the hammer. Call 1-855-98-HAMMER.
What's that number again?
1-855-98-HAMMER. Or learn more at hammerinjurylaw.ca.
Back to school? Really?
Yay! Really. As things settle back into a school routine in your home, you may need extra space. Sentinel Storage is here to help with a store near you. Try 4 weeks free. Visit sentinelstorage.ca for details.
ESPN has reported that the Bus family has agreed to sell their remaining 17.8% stake in the Lakers to new owners Josh Kushner and Bob Iger. For the Raptors, 26-year-old Malachi Smith has signed an undisclosed contract in Toronto after he averaged over 8 points in 15 games with the Nets last season. On the diamond, interleague play sees the Twins welcome the Braves. Later, the White Sox and the Cubs showdown in the Crosstown Classic before the Dodgers and Rockies square off in the late one. Meanwhile, from Mexico, Canada kicks off the group stage at the Women's Olympic pre-qualifying tournament with a tilt against Senegal at 5:30. Canada is undefeated against Senegal at 4-0. And then the lone WNBA game, the Wings and Valkyries hit the court at 8 o'clock with the Toronto Tempo playing tomorrow at home against the Indiana Fever. Hour 3 gets underway right now. My name is Brendan Eric, and you're up to date.
Welcome back to the Reid Wilkins Show with Jay Milne and guest co-host Zachary Kubusch right here from the Canadian Brewhouse Studio. You can hit us up on the River Cree Resort and Casino inbox, just like GM Parisian said. He said they're not 7-2, bro. I believe we should maybe start goof ups because I'm certain there will be plenty of these while Reid is away. But I said the Elks were 7-2. They're actually 7-3. My apologies to GM Parisian. It is the holiday brain that is obviously still here, but thanks for fact checking. It is time though, as you all have seen this beautiful helmet here on our studio desk all day. I mean, what can we say? The Elks are winning. The Edmonton Huskies, another junior team in Edmonton, they're 2-0. And a team that I was very closely associated with, the Edmonton Wildcats, just went out to Saskatoon and did the unthinkable yesterday. They get a 28-22 victory over the Saskatoon Hilltops, the reigning CJFL champion Saskatoon Hilltops. And we are joined now by head coach Kevin Woodrich. Kevin, how's your day been, man? It's been a happy day for you?
It's been quite the day. I mean, first of all, thanks for having me on here. Thanks for the invite, Jay. It's always a pleasure, man. And, today's just been, we got off the bus probably around, 11:30 last night. A lot of us, got to go to work the next morning. So it's been, we've been right back at it trying to, take the next steps forward. So today's been a lot, but it's been good. It's definitely been a good day.
I would assume that your phone has been blowing up with what happened. Tell me, because here's what I said off the top of the show. It's CJFL, it's not the CFL. So the stats page and finding the story, as I mentioned to you, I was driving back from our family vacation, so I was in no man's land for a lot of that. And then I get out and my phone's blowing up and people are texting me, and so all I know is that the Wildcats, I believe, in the first 5 minutes were down 14-0. And then you came back to win 28-22. Kevin, what happened?
Yeah, I mean, the game started off. Both teams came out, and they were able to sustain longer drives in the first bit of the game. There, it took a little bit for our offense to get going in terms of gaining that first down yardage and keeping our defense off the field. So, once we got our feet under us and started to hit the guys in front of us and play football, we just really decided to commit to that style of play and remove the fear from the game. And at the end of the day, it's what you got to do, man. It's a game of blocking and tackling, and you got to somehow figure out a way to just shake out. You got to get into contact to get the game going. So we went looking for contact, and ultimately we found it, and it woke us up a bit.
And Barrick, if you can get that video ready, we'll play it later in this segment. Sorry, I sent something over to our producer. I just wanted to, for later in, just a little fun fact for you and all the listeners. I'm sure you might have an idea where I'm going, but look, the CJFO website shows records. They show scores. And last week, there was a 56-1 loss at the hands of Regina for the Wildcats. I mean, I know. Okay, the Wildcats certainly aren't as bad as a 56-1 loss to Regina, but are the Wildcats as good as, where does this go? What was, because that's quite a variance, right? I mean, you have two of the top teams in the PFC, and you're on the losing end on one swing, and then you go into their barn and upset them. Who are the real Wildcats?
Well, I mean, first and foremost, man, like Regina is a great team.
Sure.
Regina is taking nothing away from them. They went into the PFC final last year and lost in overtime to the Saskatoon Hilltops. So you got to give credit to those guys where credit is due. And, for us, the first game of the season, usually we like to get an exhibition game in there just to get some things going. But ultimately, the score is the score, man. Like, we don't run away from it. We really wanted to make sure we internalize that and talk about it. And as a coaching staff, my biggest thing that we were talking about is, hey, this first game is about finding out what we got. At the end of the day, the championship is not won today. Mm-hmm. Okay, so we got to figure out what we have, what is our strengths, and then, once that game was over, the challenge was put out to the coaching staff to say, okay, now it's on us. We got to make sure we 100% put our players in the right positions, and then we got to get our players to buy into the plan that we're trying to put into place. And kudos to our guys that, again, internalized everything, took accountability, right? It was a matter of execution as well, and a little bit of game plan. And, coaches took their ownership on the game plan, and players stood up and took their ownership on the execution level. And, once we talked everything out, our leaders, kudos to them, our leadership group, and keeping things together. And, we had a great week of practice, we would say, for what we saw. And, we're happy that translated into the game yesterday.
Well, I think it was quite a historical game. I remember when I played for the Wildcats, we were fortunate enough to win at what used to be the Gordie Howe Bowl. I think it's now the Saskatoon Minor Football Complex or SMF Field, something like that. But the last time the Wildcats won there was in 2009. And I got a video I'm going to show here. So, Barrick, you can put it up without the sound. That I just want everybody, just to put this in context. So this is from the highlight pack of the 2009 Edmonton Wildcats. You can throw it over there. It's like, you can take that off. Okay. Yeah. So I found this on YouTube. But anyways, for those watching or listening on the audio stream, it's a clip of the 2009 Wildcats in Saskatoon. Last time they beat the Hilltops at Gordie Howe Bowl. And this is actually a clip of you, Kevin Woodridge, catching a touchdown at Gordie Howe Bowl. Here it is. Nice little seam route. I like that you put the hand up, Randy Moss style. I like that, Kev. And that was a touchdown. Now, that was, that's 15 years ago, man. Sorry, my math that's longer than that. That's 17 years ago. What was it like to be there, Kevin? the last time you guys won as a player, and how different was it now that you're the head coach of this Edmonton Wildcats squad?
Yeah, I mean, well, first of all, I definitely didn't expect to come on here and talk about that, right? That's
it's history.
That's awesome, but yeah, man, it was special. You know, it is never easy going into Saskatoon and winning a game like that. Again, Coach Sarge has been doing this for a long time, and you know, every time I get an opportunity to talk with him, I really learned something, and I got a ton of respect for him and his program. And you know, what's funny, the first time I got this position, Sarge actually brought everything that you're just showing on that clip up to me the first time we talked before the game. So he remembered all those moments.
Oh, wow.
My biggest thing is, you know, that time was a special time as a player. You know, definitely in a different headspace as you go through those experiences as a player than a coach. And, you know, this time around felt so good, felt great just because you're watching, you know, you're watching people step up rather than, you know, you having the opportunity to make that play, right? It's just a different feeling watching the people around you get better and really contribute to ultimately the win, which is what we saw yesterday. And you know, that 2009 team, yes, it's history. You know, we were able to take it to the national championship. We weren't able to seal the deal, but a lot of those people from that year and those people from 2006, you know, they're back in the room. Right, there's people coming back to this program that are giving back and really showing us and giving that feeling of what winning feels like, and so it's contagious. Our guys are seeing it as an organization. You know, it just trickles down all the way to the players, and they feel it, and then they go out there and they execute. So special times. I mean, it was great to be. It's great to be a Wildcat. Like I can't say it enough, and you know that from your time. And at the end of the day, man, we always say there's no place like winning here, but we always want to make sure we do it the right way, and we win how we're supposed to, and that's through grit and hard work and you know, humble and keep going, right? So
yeah, well, it is great. I mean, I came in to the office this morning, and it was my first day back after a week off, or just over a week, and it was not, hey, Jay, welcome back. It was, oh my God, how excited are you? That was awesome. So definitely some, and there's a sense of obviously Edmontonian pride for what this team is doing and what you guys did yesterday. I know it's been a tough sled, but getting wins like that will continue to build, and you can continue to see the you know, the hard work you and your staff have been putting in. Now, I do have to ask you one last question, and thank you for your time. I know you got practice coming up, so I mean, you're a former then Eskimo. You played with that club. You're still close with that club. I mean, they're 7-3 now, and they just, you know, had a pretty pretty good beatdown against the Argonauts on Saturday. What are your thoughts of this club? Like, what are you seeing? What do you think about the Edmonton Elks, the 2026 version?
It's fueling everything in the city. Like it's hard to put into words what.
Are you talking in the football community, or do you think outside of that as well, Kev?
I'm talking in the football community and you know, in terms of outside, like just community in general, right? Like Commonwealth is a special place. It's always been a special place. There's so much history. There's so many. They're experiencing the same thing. Where look at their coaching staff, right? Like they're former Elks and Eskimos, and it's one of those things where, you know, they're really putting the blueprint as to what it takes to have success. And, you know, Coach Morris and you know, not the people he's put around him. For me personally, my connection, you know, with our general manager Ed Hervey, you know, I've seen him since his first day in manager in an operations position as a head Canadian head scout with our team and the Elks, and the passion he brings to anything that he does with that team is just, it fires me up. It's inspirational. It is like I said, it is fueling everything that at least I need to to continue at this and help grow the community as best as I can. And it stems with them and what I'm seeing, how the crowd is getting engaged and getting involved, and the alumni and all these different pieces to it, man. Like green and gold, right? Like it means something around here. And, like you said at the beginning, there's two good junior football teams playing some good football right now. Okay. Mm-hmm. And that's exciting. Okay, for Edmonton, and we can't wait to see what the Golden Bears are going to do when they get going, right? And competing in that department. So we definitely, yes, we compete against each other, but I was raised in football here in Edmonton, and when those years in 2009, right? Like both junior teams were a 4-year stretch of going to national championships, and the 05 through 07 with the Esks back in the day. Like I believe in a little bit of full circle, and, nice. And I'm happy everybody is just working their tail off to play the game. And here's another one for you, Jay. Like, I remember when I was in grade 11, grade 12, and I got to go to a U of A game, and U of A was ranked number 1 in the nation, right? And you were on that roster with those guys, and that was about the same time as 04, 05, mm-hmm. 06 neighborhood. And so it really does feed off each other. It connects all together throughout the system. And like I've always said since day one, like, we got to figure out a way to continue to build together and not just, competition is competition, but to get this whole thing going to where we need it to be, like, it's going to take a lot from a lot of people in different aspects, and continue to build football for the youth coming up, and so that they can really experience it. So that's what I'm on board to do here. And we want to win, we want to compete, but we want to do it the right way and just represent what we need to represent.
Well said. This has been fascinating, and it was awesome to see, even in our community and on our Instagrams, and seeing people not normally posting things that are just spouting off about the Wildcats and getting that big win yesterday. That is awesome. It's a great feeling. So I'm happy for you. I'm happy for your staff. I'm happy for your players. I'm happy for everybody behind the scenes that does a lot that not that many people know about. So keep it up, Kev. We'll catch up with you again. Cats and Dogs this Saturday, August 22nd at JP Bowl. So check that out. That's on the West End. It is a home game for the Huskies. I think that's going to be a game you're going to want to watch. But Cash, good luck in that game, and we'll catch up with you again. All right.
Thanks, Jay. Thanks, guys. I appreciate it. And anytime, man. I love being on here and chatting with you guys. So.
All right. Well, you keep getting big wins like that in Saskatoon, and you'll be on every dang week, buddy. I'll tell you that. But I mean, that is a monumental win. That's just something that doesn't happen every day.
Well, to not happen since 2009, like, that is monumental. Just the storylines to kind of flush out from that one is spectacular, and I'm sure like all the players absolutely love that. And now, what do they call it? Cats versus Dogs?
Next the Edmonton Wildcats versus the Edmonton Huskies. So that's always the interesting dynamic.
Cats
is that
and
Edmonton
dogs don't like each other.
They don't. They don't at all. They don't at all. But I wanted to make, you talk about full circle, and when you're at Commonwealth, and why, I think this year with the Elks success, why that breeds success for the junior teams is, well, the Elks are one of the major financial partner of the Edmonton Wildcats and the Edmonton Huskies to run these junior teams, as well as the Golden Bears, as well as Football Alberta in general. But the Wildcats and the Huskies would not be able to do what they do, simply put, if it wasn't for the Edmonton Elks and their 50-50. So when you go to a game at Commonwealth and you see those kids that are selling, young men that are selling 50-50s, those are junior players. Those are Edmonton Huskies. Those are Edmonton Wildcats. Every dime you put in there helps and stays in the Edmonton football community. So, if you want a bit of a feel-good story about a 50-50 in town, that's the one at Commonwealth. So this Friday, you can get your 50-50 tickets. Everybody else in the office thought this is interesting too.
Yeah.
Is that the Elk or the Huskies and the Wildcats patrol opposite sides of the stadium.
Now, do they not only do they stand and sell tickets in different parts
east and west. So the Wildcats
traditionally
traditionally are on the east side. the Huskies have traditionally been on the west side, and you don't commingle. That's just the rules.
Well, they don't
because they don't like
wear
each
their
other.
jerseys. They wear the penny almost that says 50-50.
Yeah,
is it different colors? Like I haven't noticed,
you wouldn't
right?
know,
Okay.
but now you do know.
Now you do.
So if you want to support well, it doesn't matter.
It all goes to the same place.
place. So,
but that's pretty funny. So,
it is
right?
pretty interesting.
No scuffles on the concourse.
Yeah. You know what's coming up here next is we are going to check in on the 2026 Estes presented by Mr. Mike's. Wednesdays just got saucier at Mr. Mike's. It's Wing Wednesday. Every Wednesday from 4 p.m. till close. Get 10 wings for just $10 or go big with the Wings and Frings platter for $19.98. Dine in only. Mr. Mike's. Eat locally. Enjoy casually. Mr. Mike's has stepped up in a big way, and they are presenting the 2026 Estes, which is happening. I always forget the name of it's a Varscona, right? Because we'd been doing it
past 2 years.
The past two years at the Metro Cinema at Garneau. But now we've switched venues just because there was a scheduling thing. It wasn't anything hard feelings or anything like that. We had to switch venues, and we're at the Varscona now. Now, rumor has, I'm going to text Matt during the break, but the Estes presented by Mr. Mike's might be getting close to sold out. Like,
whoa!
Ticket sales open today
at 9. Yeah,
at 9. Now I will tell you this. I think the venue can hold 200, but that doesn't mean there's 200 up for sale. There needs to be some for extra, maybe for some of our good partners like the Brewhouse or William Huff. You know what I mean. So if you haven't got your tickets yet, go to edmontonsportstalk.com and click on the Estes presented by Mr. Mike's. And there you will have all the information you need to get your tickets. But after the break, we talk about the Beauty List inductees. Brendan, take it away.
Shams from ESPN has reported that the Bus family has agreed to sell their remaining 17.8% stake in the Lakers to new owners Josh Kushner and Bob Iger. For the Raptors, 26-year-old Malachi Smith has signed an undisclosed contract with the Raptors after he averaged over 8 points in 15 games with Brooklyn last season. On the diamond, interleague plays sees the Twins and Braves go at it later. The White Sox and Cubs, who will be without shortstop Dansby Swanson for the next 4 to 6 weeks with an oblique strain, showdown in the Crosstown Classic before the Dodgers and Rockies square off in the late game. Meanwhile, from Mexico, Canada kicks off the group stage at the Women's Olympic pre-qualifying tournament with a tilt against Senegal at 5:30. Canada is undefeated against Senegal at 4-0. And in the lone WNBA game, the Wings and Valkyries set the court at 8 o'clock with the Toronto Tampo playing tomorrow at home against the Fever. This sports update is brought to you by the Elks. It doesn't start on game day. It starts before kickoff. Get your single game tickets today and be there for every hit, catch, and touchdown. Lock in your seats at goelks.com/tickets. Beauty inductees after the break. My name is Brendan Eric, and you're up to date.
The Oil Stream.
What's one Oilers draft pick that didn't turn out as you would have hoped? Marc-Antoine Pouliot. I'm pretty sure he was a first-round pick, if I'm not mistaken.
He was drafted by the Edmonton Oilers 22nd overall.
Robbie Schremp from Chris Gand. We've got...
Mark.
Hashtag Anton Lander.
The Oil Stream presented by Boston Pizza. Monday, Wednesday, and Friday afternoons at noon. Only on Edmonton Sports Talk. Your clear choice for Edmonton sports.
One moment, you're driving to work. The next, you're facing serious injuries, mounting paperwork, and insurance companies focused on their bottom line. That's where you want Rick Mallett and the team at Hammer Injury Law on your side. For more than 35 years, Rick has helped injured Albertans stand up to insurance companies and pursue the compensation they deserve, with no legal fees unless your case is successful. Serious injuries need the hammer. Call 1-855-98-HAMMER.
What's that number again?
1-855-98-HAMMER. Or learn more at hammerinjurylaw.ca.
Time for a new career in 2026? Or maybe your kid is still pondering their path. Good news! Weiss Johnson is hiring. It's Dennis, and not only are we hiring for heating and air conditioning, we're also looking for experienced plumbers and gas fitters. With the growth in residential development, there's no shortage of opportunities at Weiss Johnson. Choose your path with us. Learn from one of the industry leaders, and we will grow together. Receive great benefits and school reimbursement as well. Visit weiss-johnson.com today.
Ready to raise the stakes? At Play Alberta, bigger bets and buy-ins are now available for nearly all live dealer games. From blackjack to baccarat, your favorite tables are waiting to deal you in. Whether you're kicking back at home or looking for some fun on the go, now's your chance to enhance your Play Alberta experience with new elevated stakes. Visit playalberta.ca/EST to learn more. That's playalberta.ca/EST. Must be 18 plus to play. If you gamble, use your game sense.
It's the weekend. The sun is out, and everyone, yes, even the kids, are bored. Bring them to the Canadian Brewhouse. Our patios have games to keep the whole family going. Rooftop views, real turf to run around on, and misters for when the summer gets serious. Oh, and we've still got the game on. Always. All day, all weekend, all summer. The Canadian Brewhouse, Canada's best patios.
Looking for quality building materials and friendly advice? Visit us at Windsor Plywood Leduc, family owned and locally run since 1993. From interior materials for doors, flooring, baseboards, and all the finishing touches to all you need for your outdoor projects like cedar lumber for decks and fences. Plus, all the plywood you'd need. Our full-time on-staff carpenter can help with anything odd-sized or custom. And from domestic hardwoods to exotic selections, we've got you covered. And if we don't have it, we'll track it down for you. Windsor Plywood Leduc. We're the experts you need to know.
Welcome back to the Reid Wilkins Show with Jay Milne and guest co-host Zachary Kubusch right here in the Canadian Brewhouse studio. A reminder that all of Edmonton Sports Talk is brought to you by Play Alberta. When you bet with Play Alberta, you give back to Alberta. That's because it's the only app in the province that puts all the revenue directly back into supporting programs and services that Albertans rely on every day. Visit playalberta.ca/EST to learn more. That's playalberta.ca/EST. Must be 18 years of age or older to play. If you gamble, use your game sense. Now, earlier in the show on Jay's Play of the Day, I might do this week or the next couple of weeks. It's kind of fun to build a live parlay. Just say, hey, Nasties, I'm thinking this sport. What should we do? What can we cook up? So we cooked something up nice. It was a CFL parlay. It was Jay's Play of the Day, CFL teaser. Head over to playalberta.ca, click on sports, click on EST specials. You'll see it there. So we went with Winnipeg, Edmonton over 53.5 points, Montreal minus 7.5, Hamilton, Toronto over 54.5, and BC plus 5.5. That's what we were able to get it to. It's been boosted to plus 352.
Juicy.
Okay, so head on over to playalberta.ca. Click on sports, click on EST specials. You'll see that one there. Okay, as I mentioned before the break, the Esties are presented by Mr. Mike's. So this is happening. What day is the
September 15th?
September 15th?
Tuesday. It'll start at 7 o'clock. Doors open at 6 o'clock at the Varscona Theater. And tickets for just over $10.
$10. I mean, that's just...
Well, $10.25.
Yeah, I mean, that's peanuts. I mean, Josh Clausen is the MC.
He's the MC.
So that was announced earlier today on the Hangout. If you'd missed it, it is official. Josh Clausen will be emceeing the third annual Esties presented by Mr. Mike's. So we want to talk about the categories.
Yep.
And we want to create some buzz around this leading up to the event. But first, I messaged Mr. Iwanek, Matthew Iwanek, for those wondering.
Right.
And I said, where are these, ticket sales at? And I actually had an email or a text come in on the River Cree Resort and Casino inbox at 780-218-9999. Right now, there's 122 tickets sold. I would say there's just over 50 tickets left for regular sale. That's what I would say.
We're nearing a sellout in one day.
I mean, I would just say this. If on Tuesday, September 15th, you're wanting to go to the Estes, do not delay. Do not delay. Just go get your tickets now.
Well, it's $10 and the production value is great. Like Maddie was running and steering the ship the last couple of years. The first year we did it, it was Josh Kloss and myself took the stage and did a live performance. We all have live performers. I don't want to give too much away, but this is the only way that you're going to be able to view it is if you go to the event live. We're not going to live stream it, so you're going to want to be there if you don't want to miss out on the action.
So today we're talking about the Beauty List inductee.
Yes.
I mean, I see the 55-yard line is in the chat. He said, did someone say Beauty List? I mean, you could go ahead and add 55-yard line to the list. Why not?
Actually, no, quite the beauty. You know what I'm going to say? Like, we can add. This is a living document. We can add.
Yes.
You kind of missed the controversy. I was called out apparently for removing nominations, but the nominations were, we already got into it, but they were null already. They were just wasting space.
Oh, okay.
Right, but
so the 55-yard line is officially a nominee?
I'm adding the 55-yard line just so nasties
I think,
don't get
why
nasty.
not? As a going out, as a memory, we could play the Sarah McLachlan, I Will Remember You in the background. Exactly.
Remember you. If you have any, though, thoughts on a Beauty List inductee, because we have had two already in the life of the Estes here at Edmonton Sports Talk. Tube Socks was, I think, the inaugural winner of Beauty List induction. And then it was Corey B. Corey B has not one, but two tattoos, Edmonton Sports Talk centric. I love to bring that up. He has the face of Reid Wilkins on his thigh.
So Corey B and Big Uke have already been nominated, Tube Socks have already won the Beauty List. They've already been inducted onto the Beauty List.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, what about somebody who was here today, Fergie's prostate? I mean, he's
hosted events
he's
for
a beauty.
EST,
He bagpipes.
Right? Yeah, he played the bagpipes out at the Estes once. No, that was at Nasty Bash.
He was a retired serviceman.
Yeah. Great guy to talk to.
Great guy to talk to.
Great stories.
Yeah, he's got
great jokes. He comes in here, man. He cares.
He told me a story about the BC
Legion.
It was the BC. There was like a beer strike, and that was a while ago, in the 70s, I think.
Okay.
And he told me how a friend of his wife used to just cross the border and illegally transport back beer to their little campsite and illegally proceed to sell it.
I mean, if you're not a beauty, that's what signifies a beauty, in my opinion. VR Montenegro, who used to live here in the Edmonton region, has since moved away, and he still showed up for specific events. I don't know fully. Is he may be going to the Estes there as well, but
I believe
he came to tailgate just to come say hi.
VR Montenegro's already confirmed that he's bought his tickets,
and he doesn't even live in the province anymore.
Casino Dealer Jay says there's lots of candidates: VR, Big Uke, Fergie, Abutski, El Presidente, Mex Bezozu, Box Pounder. I mean, the list goes on and on. Are all of these names on that list?
Yep. Yeah. It's constantly
they should
being
be.
added.
They should be. VR Montenegro, Big Uke, Fergie's Prostate, Abutski, El Presidente, Mex Bezozu, and Box Pounder. They all should be on that list. So that's why we're doing this. We want to discuss. We want to open things up for other people to have their voices, and so this is more of a community voting on these things. And I don't know who the committee is that votes on the final things. I
it is
literally
a private
don't know.
committee. So we at EST, the employees, without Matthew Iwanek, because he is kind of orchestrating the committee.
He absolves himself from any responsibility.
He steps back. Every employee at EST will have a vote other than Matthew Iwanek, and then Nasty Club members will also have a vote. We'll be talking Estes every day until September 4th. Well, and thereafter, we're going to be talking Estes categories presented by Mr. Mike's here until September 4th. So
Rod Zawacki in the Nasty chat, when are the Estes? They are Tuesday, September 15th. These are the Estes presented by Mr. Mike's, pardon me. Head over to EdmontonSportsTalk.com and click on the Estes presented by Mr. Mike's, and you'll get all the information. Their tickets are $10.25. It's not a moneymaker. It's just to cover the costs, hopefully.
And there's going to be 6 o'clock or lager there, which is Edmonton.
Well, cool. It wouldn't be a Estes worthy of event, an Estes presented by Mr. Mike's event.
Black tie event, by the way.
If it wasn't for the 6 o'clock or lager. So a reminder that portions of this hour are brought to you by Commonwealth Stadium. Where Welcome to the Jungle, Guns N' Roses are coming to Edmonton. Commonwealth Stadium will host these hard rock legends on August 26th. So that is not this Wednesday, but next Wednesday. The legendary band, alongside special guest, the Black Crows.
Oh.
The Black Crows are coming to town with Guns N' Roses?
I guess they are.
This is Commonwealth Stadium letterhead. So this must be, I'm just reading what they sent. Known for its hard rock and heavy metal sound, bring its full concert production to Edmonton. Get ready to rock and roll. Welcome to the Jungle, Guns N' Roses, August 26th. Fun fact, late breaking news. We're going to give away some Guns N' Roses tickets at some point leading up to this concert. So if you want, we did AC/DC, we did Post Malone, we did it all. So we're doing Guns N' Roses. If you want to win your way to get in to Guns N' Roses, keep it locked here on the Reid Wilkins Show, as Commonwealth Stadium are great partners of ours. They're great partners of EST. They present the Green and Gold kickoff show with Maddie and myself down at Commonwealth. We'll be there this Friday at 6:30 p.m. All right, we've got to get out. Coming up after the break, just going to give you a little teaser. We're going to give away tickets, VIP tickets, to something that's happening in Edmonton this weekend. Has something to do with the Riverhawks. Stay tuned. But first, we hear from Brendan Eric.
ESPN has reported that the Bus family has agreed to sell their remaining 17.8% stake in the Lakers to new owners Josh Kushner and Bob Iger. For the Raptors, 26-year-old Malachi Smith has signed an undisclosed contract in Toronto after he averaged over 8 points in 15 games with the Nets last season. On the diamond, interleague play sees the Twins welcome the Braves. Later, the White Sox and the Cubs showdown in the Crosstown Classic before the Dodgers and Rockies square off in the late game. Meanwhile, from Mexico, Canada kicks off the group stage at the Women's Olympic pre-qualifying tournament with a tilt against Senegal at 5:30. In a lone WNBA game, the Wings and Valkyries hit the court at 8 o'clock. The Toronto Tempo playing tomorrow at home against the Fever. The giveaway next. My name is Brendan Eric, and you're up to date.
EST Afternoons.
Kyler Murray named the starter. I guess I'll start there. Why was it important for the Vikings to make this decision right now?
Over the first 10 practices, it's more of the install and getting the base stuff in. Once the preseason comes around in the middle of August, I mean, you only get so many practices. It wasn't really so close that they needed to push it.
EST Afternoons, weekday afternoons 1 to 3, only on Edmonton Sports Talk. Your clear choice for Edmonton sports.
At Firehouse Subs, our subs are freshly toasted, stacked high, and crafted to satisfy. Each sub is piled high with premium meats, melty cheese, and toasted to perfection. Firehouse Subs brings bold flavor to every bite, all served on a freshly toasted roll. But we're not just feeding Edmonton, we're fueling it. Dig into the brisket hat trick, piled with slow-smoked brisket and melty cheese. Or go to the Firehouse Subs fan favorite, the Hook and Ladder. Made to order with smoked turkey, honey ham, and Monterey Jack cheese on a perfectly toasted roll. With 15 Firehouse Sub locations across Edmonton and the greater area, it's easy to grab a hot and hearty sub close to home. Firehouse Subs, hot, hearty, made to satisfy.
One moment, you're driving to work. The next, you're facing serious injuries, mounting paperwork, and insurance companies focused on their bottom line. That's where you want Rick Mallett and the team at Hammer Injury Law on your side. For more than 35 years, Rick has helped injured Albertans stand up to insurance companies and pursue the compensation they deserve, with no legal fees unless your case is successful. Serious injuries need the hammer. Call 1-855-98-HAMMER.
What's that number again?
1-855-98-HAMMER. Or learn more at hammerinjurylaw.ca.
Hi there. If you're like me, you like to picture yourself in luxury, even though there's absolutely no way you could afford it. And if you can, well, even better. Thankfully, I picture myself in something that is luxury, but still absolutely affordable, like the all-new Mazda CX-90 from Park Mazda. With the new luxury features like facial recognition settings and quilted detail Napa leather seating, I can pretend to be comfortable with all of my proper settings activated without even touching the button, thanks to Mitch Lewicki and the great staff at Park Mazda. I like to picture Mitch Lewicki as a ninja fighting off evil samurai.
Park Mazda, your dealer for life in Sherwood Park off Y Road, parkmazda.ca.
Your brand deserves more than just a whisper, it deserves a buzz. At the Hive Product Marketing, they specialize in promotional products that bring the buzz. From eye-catching giveaways to unforgettable keepsakes, they got the perfect products to make your brand stand out and get noticed. Visit the Hive Product Marketing and let them create the buzz your business deserves. The Hive Product Marketing, the official merch partner of Edmonton Sports Talk. Visit them online at thehiveproductmarketing.com.
Looking for a winning strategy for your retirement? Contact me, Joaquin Gage at K4 Financial, where expertise meets dedication. I will always look for a careful approach to your retirement, ensuring your financial future is secure. From tailored strategies to clear, actionable advice, I'm here to guide you every step of the way. Don't leave your future to chance. Get in touch with me, Joaquin Gage, today at k4financial.ca or email joaquin.gage@k4financial.ca to start planning for a brighter future and a more secure retirement.
Welcome back to the final segment of the Reid Wilkins Show with myself, Jay Milne, and guest co-host Zachary Kubusch. Reid is off this week and next week. So you're going to have Zach and myself with Brent and Eric working the ones and twos this entire week. And then next week it'll be Benny sitting in Zach's chair. And now, are you going to be producing, or is Brendan still producing at that point?
I think Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday next week it'll be me producing, and then I'm actually headed off for vacation.
Well, there you go.
As I'm trying to think, wait, hold on. Yeah.
Don't think too hard.
Yes. I think too hard, and it's going to give myself a headache. My head's going to explode.
Either way, we'll keep you up to date on all things sports in Edmonton, as well as other current events, like this one, which is from the Edmonton Riverhawks Community Foundation, calling all baseball fans, don't miss the Edmonton Riverhawks Community Foundation Field of Dreams Festival on August 22nd at Remax Field. Hear stories from former Blue Jay and Edmonton Trapper Devon White. Try your luck in the batting cage and learn how to throw a curveball from the pros. Proceeds from the festival go towards helping more local kids play the game they love. Tickets, I don't know if there's tickets left for this, because I sent an email. I haven't heard back from them. I don't know if there are any tickets left, but I do know this, that the Edmonton Sports Talk was involved with the Edmonton Riverhawks Community Foundation in a sponsorship role. So they have been nice enough to provide us with 6 VIP tickets to the event. And I'm here to give away 2 of them right now. So, yeah, the event is happening, like I said, August 22nd down at Remax Field. Okay, so we're going to give these away to the person that sends in the correct answer. I'll contact you after the show because we're kind of up against it. We still have words of the day to get to. But here's the trivia question today. For 2 VIP tickets to the Edmonton Riverhawks Community Foundation Field of Dreams Festival, obviously Devon White's going to be there. So I thought I'd do a little, this is a pretty simple Devon White question. So send your answer in to the River Cree Resort and Casino inbox, 780-218-9999. VIP tickets, 2 of them. If you can tell me, how many Gold Glove awards did legendary center fielder Devon White win during his Major League Baseball career? How many Gold Glove awards did legendary center fielder Devon White win during his Major League Baseball career? Send in the correct answer to 780-218-9999, and I will contact the lucky winner after the show. All right, it's that time of the day. Oh no, is this I found it.
Should be there.
I found it.
I
found
moved it around. I'm sorry, I didn't tell you.
Well, it's this time of the day, and Koob, I'll be asking you the words of the day.
The word of the day with Reid and Jay.
Oh, I'm sorry. Did I break your concentration?
What do they got to say?
Say what again? Say what again? I dare you.
Let's find out.
English, do you speak it? Then you know what I'm saying.
Okay, this is Words of the Day, a Bootski edition number 56.
Wow.
So I don't know if a Bootski, you didn't see anything like these are specially for Koob or there was no theme for Koob, but I think you have a chance to do pretty well here. Okay. First word of the day, saunter. Saunter.
Saunter.
Saunter.
Take
your time.
One of the letters here. Okay. My spelling is S-A-U-N-T-E-R. Saunter. I was so afraid there.
Okay, 1 for 1. Now, what is the definition?
Yes. Well, you could see a cat sauntering across the road. It's a very slow moving, sort of deliberately taking their time. You'd go on an afternoon walk on the beach, you'd be sauntering.
Koob nailed it. To walk in a slow, calm, and relaxed way. Saunter.
Cool.
2 for 2. Well done. Second word of the day, springbok.
Springbok?
Springbok.
Springbok?
Springbok.
Is this English?
Well, yes, it is English.
Okay.
It's derived from something that comes out of southern Africa. Springbok.
S-P-R-I-N-G-B-O-K. Springbok.
Say that again.
S-P-R-I-N-G-B-O-K.
Bang! Good for you, buddy.
I was thinking C-K or C.
No,
boom,
you
go
nailed
with my
it.
gut.
You
there we
nailed
go.
it.
A springbok.
Now, you do have the option to take 0.5 points off.
I will take
to take a sentence. Okay. Watching the way the springbok moves in the nature documentary, one can see where its name comes from.
It's an animal that is very elusive, agile, and works in really wiry ways, bounces around, springs around. I feel like it's a little ground mammal that might hop around or, well, now I'm digging myself a hole. Either that or a bird on the ground.
It's a specific kind of animal.
It is... Springbok is a frog.
That's incorrect. No. A springbok is a small, slender antelope native to the dry plains of southern Africa. I'm going to give you 0.25 points because it was quick and bouncy.
Okay.
So,
sure, I'll take that. That's a win in my books.
3.25 out of 4. Those are Reid Wilkins on a good day numbers. So congrats to you, Koob.
There we go.
I've got I just received a text from my mother.
Oh.
During the Words of the Day segment, she sent me a picture of a tape, a cassette tape.
Oh, no.
Have you ever used a cassette tape?
No, I have not used one.
Brendan, have you ever used a cassette tape?
I don't think so.
You know what they look like?
I do.
Yeah, so that's what she sent me. She sent me a picture.
Is that Brody?
Like that. No, you know what it says on it in tape?
No, sure.
Jason with Dustin Nielsen, Color Man, U of A Golden Bears versus Regina.
What?
September 4th, 2015.
We have to get this on the show for tomorrow. Like,
I got to figure out
a
a way to digitize this.
Well, we did that. You had the smashing band Brody.
If anybody knows how you can take a cassette tape to digital quality or get it digitized, please email me, jay@edmontonsportstalk.com.
Yeah.
I'm sure. I mean, this would have been, this may have been one of Dustin's first or earliest football games. I know he'd called hockey before that, but this may have been one. And I remember I had a great line that game. I said that hole was so big you could drive the team bus through it. I mean, this is there's
a way to do
history here.
I'm pretty sure, like, if we get some form of the player for the cassette player,
we could always video, like, just record it. But there's got to be a way to make it crisp.
Okay,
like it is quality of because cassettes were great quality.
I'd pay a lot for that.
That's fantastic.
Get you to sign it. Yeah.
Thank you to my mother for sending that in. We'll have to. I'll have to get over there and grab it so we can get this set up. All right. Well, welcome back to Reality, Jay. Zachary, this was great working with you. Brundon, it's wonderful to see your face behind there, and we're looking forward to it. We're going to keep going with our, what do we call it? The NFL kickoff.
Yeah, let's
our
just do
NFL kickoff series, where we are looking to get to all 32 games or 32 teams before the regular season kicks off. Tomorrow, I've got somebody booked from the LA Rams. Kub's working on somebody from the San Francisco 49ers. So we're going to try work our way through the NFC West. We had Greg Bell on from the Seattle Seahawks, and a wonderful conversation with JJ Ross and head coach of the Edmonton Wildcats, Kevin Rudrich. Plenty more to come tomorrow, including the Mark Killam Show, which will be here 5 o'clock live on Edmonton Sports Talk and the Reid Wilkins Show. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for watching. We'll catch you all tomorrow. Have a great night.